The RMAC hosting the Mavericks of Colorado Mesa from just across the canyon, just to the east, 5 hours away in Grand Junction, Colorado. The Mavericks of Colorado Mesa, 15-7 overall, 10-6 in the RMAC. Dixie State, Colorado Mesa deadlocked in the RMAC standings. Who will move up a spot tonight? We will find out. Carrick Sagman with you courtside. I bring in my broadcast partners, Devin Dixon and Mike Olson, the coach. Appreciate you both being on the broadcast with me tonight, fellas. We have got a good one on our hands tonight. We've been looking forward to this home date for a long time. Dixie State keeping the 7-game winning streak intact, so now we can really talk about just how important this game is. And it's not like we're skipping over other opponents and looking ahead. It's here.
Yeah, and Coach Judkins loved the way his kids competed out there the first time. I think it was back on January 25th. I think Juddy felt like that might have been the best, most complete game his team has played all year. And so the Mavericks have not forgotten that. Here we go, round two tonight. This is a team with a first-year head coach that plays hard. They've got a lot of talent. They can really shoot it. This is going to be a huge test tonight. I expect this to be a great matchup.
You're right, Devin. Tonight's matchup is you've got two teams that are extremely hungry. This is a big road trip for them, picking up a win last night at Westminster and then coming to Burns Arena tonight.
We got on the broadcast a little bit late. We want to give you some Lonnie Boys Barbecue starting lineups, but first we got to do some Mountain America keys to the game. I know you guys have been talking to Coach Judkins. Both of you guys have been dissecting this game. I know, like I said, we've been excited for this game. So let's start with you, Dev. Mountain America keys to the game. What do you got for us tonight?
Well, Juddy wants to push the ball tonight. We have, a lot of nights said, hey, rebound and run, rebound and run. I think that's really true tonight. Fast break points are going to be really important to see if Coach Judkins can get his guys to create the tempo that's a little bit faster paced here, get the fans on their feet with a fast pace. So that's going to be the number one thing. And then obviously to do that, you do have to secure the rebounds on both ends of the floor. You got to limit a couple guys, I think, if you're Dixie State. There's a couple guys in particular for this Mavericks team that really can go off, get hot. And so you got to take away Tommy Nuno. I think he's a guy you got to have full attention on him defensively. And then obviously Connor Nichols, who leads the team in scoring about 21 points a game. These two guys are going to be tough to stop. I don't know if you can, stop them all night long, but you got to contain them, maybe keep them below their season averages.
That's right. Not only is he the Nichols, the leading scorer for Mesa, he's the conference leading scorer as well. So very dynamic offensive player. I really think a key tonight is going to be the production that both teams get from their bench. You look at a big game like this, it's going to be a physical game. You can expect some guys to get into foul trouble. It's the guys on the bench. Whose bench is going to step up and fill some of those minutes and really make their presence felt tonight?
And it's interesting because Dixie State has got a lot of guys that were starters that are now coming off the bench. They seemingly have accepted that role and kind of embraced it because they do have the 7 consecutive wins. I think taking care of the ball tonight is going to be at a premium too. And not always does a team that commits the fewest turnovers win, but it certainly goes a long way. So I think turnover watch is going to be another big key tonight. And then obviously defend the 3 for Dixie State is going to be important. You got 3 different Mavericks that shoot over 41% from the perimeter. And this is a 3-point shooting conference, so a lot of teams in this conference that can catch fire and shoot it from outside long range.
That's right.
There you go. Keys to the game brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union, guys. You look at individual keys and things you want to do. You talked about Connor Nichols, you talked about their leading scorer. How about for Dixie State? Mike, you mentioned the bench as a whole, and maybe it's not quite right to just mention a couple guys, but who do you expect? Quincy came in last night. Quincy Matthews had a huge game and really sparked that bench play last night. So if you could look at maybe a key player to the game, maybe not even necessarily in that starting 5, who would that be on this Dixie State squad tonight? I know it's different every night, but who do you look to tonight to maybe help out those main scorers?
I think Quincy's the X factor. He offensively, yes, but defensively, his athleticism will cause problems for Nichols. So him coming off the bench, and if we can get the same production from him tonight that he had last night, we'll be in great shape because I really think that tonight Q is going to be the X factor.
And if it's not Q, then it's got to be Dub, or Wade Miller, from outside. Wade hasn't shot as good in the second half of the season as he did in the first half of the season. If he can come in, he's got the green light when he's open to take 3 after 3. So if he can hit the first couple, that's really going to give him some more confidence, which is much needed.
That's right. Let's take a quick look at the RMAC standings. Colorado School of Mines firmly in first place, 16-0 overall. Regis at 12-4. New Mexico Highlands and Black Hill State tied for third at 11-5. And then how about the next 3? 10-6, 10-6, 10-6. Colorado Mesa, Dixie State, and UC Colorado Springs. Dixie State lost to Colorado Springs on the road. They don't play them again. They don't come here. It's important to win the season series against Colorado Mesa to try to move your way up. Moving in as high as even number 3 is not out of the realm of possibilities for this team.
No, the winner of tonight's game, Dixie Mesa, will be tied at that 4 spot with the winner of the Highlands game tonight.
And really, I mean, with 6 games remaining in the regular season, every game matters, and this one is very important. The game coming up a little later against Regis is going to be a big one. I was very impressed watching a little bit of the film from the Mavericks last night. I mean, they took care. I know Westminster's a little down this year. They're struggling a little bit, but to go up there and get a nice road win, they're thinking sweep. So Dixie State's got to protect the home court tonight and come out and punch first. And as Coach Judkins likes to do, got to win those 4-minute battles from the get-go if they're going to take that leap up into that tie for 4th that Mike alluded to.
Well, extremely important to protect home court tonight, protect the Burns Arena. It's a battle of the fans inside the Burns. Free T-shirts for the first 4,000 fans here. It's going to be loud. You got to protect this place because it doesn't get much easier. You still have a lot of games at home, but next week you got to go on the road to a very athletic Adams State team. That game's not going to be easy. Fort Lewis gave you some fits at home as well. 2 athletic teams you got to go on the road and play, so you have to protect home court and help yourself down the stretch.
Yeah, just a week ago, Adams State was here, and it was 71-70, and Dixie State very fortunate to find ways to close out that game, and they're going to be looking for revenge on their home court. A split next week would be great. If you could win the remainder of your home games and get a split next weekend, I think Juddy'd take that at this point in the regular season with games winding down, and the hunt for the seeding in the RMAC Conference is all at stake right now. It's crunch time, baby.
They've got 20 minutes up on the first half clock, but first we've got to have the national anthem of the starting lineup. So let's step away. This has been the Intermountain Healthcare pregame show. Let's step away. 2-minute timeout. When we come back, Lonnie Boys Barbecue starting lineups, and we get you set for tip-off. Dixie State, Colorado Mesa, the rivalry here inside the RMAC. 2-minute timeout and back with the game.
Man, where's Carrick? The show's about to start.
Carrick Segmiller approaches his ball after a beautiful approach shot. This ball landed about 12, 13 feet away as he lines up the putt. He'll have this one for birdie.
Hey, have any of you guys seen Carrick?
I think he went that way.
Segmiller eyes his ball as he lines it up. Again, this putt for birdie will win the tournament. He steps to his ball. The putt's on its way. It's got the right speed. It's in! Carrick Segmiller for birdie to win the tournament as the crowd goes wild. He is celebrating. He is ecstatic.
Yeah. Carrick, we got shorted in like 5 minutes. Let's go.
Come on, man. I'm just playing some golf.
Let's go.
Like John McCain and other people would just sit there quietly on the sides,
well,
and
no,
that many Republican activists would refrain from registering their disapproval in the peanut gallery?
Some might argue that Republican activist is an oxymoron.
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of activism.
All right.
But
We
you
just
see
didn't
what
see
I'm
it.
saying? If you just flip it right over on its head.
I would like to flip it on its head, and in fact, I'm already doing that because my own position is free speech is free speech. Okay, and I'm kind of advocating for something that I'm really not supporting in this respect. As far as protesting or not protesting and being able to recognize your audience, what we need on either side, I don't care where you're coming from, is the ability to recognize the audience.
For the playing of our national anthem tonight, the anthem will be sung by Abby Spencer.
What so proudly we hailed
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. A little bit of an extended moment of silence before the national anthem. Brad Stapley, the owner of Stapley Pharmacy, who tragically passed away in the avalanche snowmobiling. A very touching moment of silence. And he was a big supporter of Dixie State athletics, and it's been a sad deal for his family, for his community. Our thoughts and prayers to go out to them.
I certainly send my condolences from all of us at ESPN Radio and Dixie State with the moment of silence. Very classy. And Evan, his father, I spent many marathons in the pace car with Evan, and just hurt for his wife and his 6 daughters. I saw him around the golf course a lot. I go to Stapley Pharmacy, just a solid, and about my same age. He's just 41 years old. So thoughts and prayers, certainly sending them to the family of the Stapleys.
Absolutely. It's time to play basketball here inside the Burns Arena. We welcome you back inside the broadcast. Carrick Segmiller, Devin Dixon, Mike Olson with you courtside as we get set to tip this thing off. We've got to give you some Lonnie Boys Barbecue starting lineups for you. First for the Mavericks, again, coming into tonight's game, 15-7 overall, 10-6 in the Pac West Conference. They'll start like this: a 5'11" senior guard from Scottsdale, Arizona, Brandon Hoffer; a 6'6", 200-pound senior guard, Connor Nichols; a 6'2", 190-pound senior guard, Sam Walters; a 6'9", 215-pound senior center, Damon Dubats; and a 6'5", 180-pound junior guard from Tommy Nuno. How about that? Senior, junior to start for the Mavericks tonight. That is a very experienced starting 5. Dixie State with its work cut out for it tonight. Mavericks led by head coach Mike DeGeorge in his first season at the helm of Colorado Mesa, and he's done a very good job. This is the Colorado Mesa team that will be ready to try to turn things around after being, we could use the word, maybe embarrassed on their home floor by the Trailblazers a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, no question. Players don't forget that. Coaches don't forget that. When you lose like that at home, they're going to be hungry tonight. Dubats, you mentioned him, Carrick. He has 63% from the field, 11, almost 12 points a game, and good rebounder as well, averages about 5.5 rebounds per game. They're 3-4, and everybody talk about Connor Nichols, and I love Connor Nichols. Watching him on film, I can tell this kid plays the game hard, the right way, but they're very skilled, 3, 4, and 5. It's going to be a huge test for the Trailblazers tonight, especially when you mention the revenge factor.
Now for your Dixie State Trailblazers, led by head coach John Judkins. Trailblazers will start like this. They'll start Jack Pagankoff, Zach Frampton, Andre Wilson, Matt Conway, and the big man down low, Julian Decree. He's the spark plug of this team this year. He came off the bench to start the year, has worked his way into a starting role, and he has been some integral parts of some quick starts early on the last couple of games. Last night, had 6 or 8 quick points. Maybe thought he got injured last night, came back in. Good to see him back because he's big. You have to have Julian Decree in here if you want to keep this run going.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Julian's amped up. He just did a Donovan Mitchell baseball pass with his little basketball takeout up in the crowd. Yeah, that was
Did it
but
hit
you're
somebody?
right.
Do we need to call a medic?
No, somebody got their hand up
Okay.
and blocked it. Nobody got decapitated. But you're right about Decree. I don't know if it's just a mental thing with the confidence he has now, knowing that Juddy's put him in the starting lineup, but it's like he's flipped a switch. And everybody in the conference knows who Julian Decree is, and everybody's watching how much he's improving as the season's progressed here. Last year, coming off the bench, early in the season coming off the bench, he's got a new sense of confidence that you got to love. But Conway's the guy that's been steady Eddie for them. And this is the lineup that Juddy went to exactly 7 games ago, and that's why they've got the 7-game winning streak. It's really worked well, and Juddy's not switching it tonight.
Nope. It'll be Julian Decree jumping it for the Trailblazers. Damon Dubats jumping it for the Mavericks. Let's play basketball. Toss is made, and Decree taps it back to Conway, who gives to Jack Pagankoff. Just underway. Trailblazers in the home whites. Colorado Mesa in the maroon road uniforms. Frampton holding right wing, looking inside. Nobody there. A screen from Conway. Yo-yos around, kills a dribble, and he double dribbled. He'd stopped the dribble, forgot, put it back on the floor, turnover, first possession.
Well, he's waiting for that pick and pop. Conway came and set the screen, and it was going to pop, and Mesa switched that a little bit. It caused some problems there early offensively for Dixie.
Yeah, and just a middle there. He had time, no 5-second count. He didn't need a double dribble there. I just forgot he'd already used it.
Colorado Mesa setting things up. Nuno will swing it over to Nichols. Nichols to Hoffer. Skip pass back to Nuno. Stops the dribble, right elbow. Tip taken away. Matt Conway with it. In transition to Pagankoff. Surveys his options behind the back dribble. The top of the key now bounce to Conway. Mid post, right side. backing in on Nichols, floating with the right-handed hitting. 2-0 Dixie State.
And great patience by Conway. Bumping to feel how much resistance he was going to get and then going to a little 10-foot fadeaway. Got it from the baseline.
Here's Nichols crossing over to the left. Stopped at the baseline left side, kicks it back out. They'll swing it around now. Nuno working on Wilson. He has a few inches on Wilson, but Andre able to cut him off. They'll swing over to Hoffer. Baseline left, kicks it back out top. Here's Nuno. Shot clock down to 7. Leap and leaner over the outstretched arm of Wilson. Nothing doing. Dupree the rebound. Quickly ahead to Andre. Holding on the left wing. Trailblazers set it up with a 2-0 lead. 18:40 remaining in the first. Pagankoff. Trailblazer word mark on the right side. Top of the key now, Conway. Conway waves off a possible screen and hands off to Frampton. It's tipped out of his hands, taken away. Here come Sam Walters and CMU in transition. He lays it up and in. We're tied at 2.
Good steal and then patient, didn't rush it. Knew he was ahead of the pack, and Walters softly lays it off the window and down it goes.
18-15, remaining here in the first. Here's Wilson. Now to Pagankoff. Top of the key, Dupree. Dupree to Frampton. Pump fake left wing. Thought about a 3, decides against it to Pagankoff. Gets inside, floater from the left elbow. Gets his own rebound. Puts it up, blocked. Ball is loose and off of Pagankoff. And out of bounds, back to CMU.
Very early, Dixie's 7-0 and they score first. They got that first bucket, struggling to get the next one. This Colorado Mesa defense right now really in Dixie's face. They're double teaming the on-ball screens, doing a very good job of putting perimeter pressure.
And they haven't got Julian Dupree a touch yet offensively in this game.
17:50 remaining in the first. We are tied at 2. Nichols runs over Andre Wilson. Andre saw him coming, got set up. Nichols lowered the shoulder just a little bit. Offensive foul goes back to Dixie State.
That scouting report right there, you can tell Andre, you see the replay right there, his guy setting the screen, he jumps out, hedges out real quick, able to get in position.
He wasn't there set very long, though. That's kind of a tough one if you're Nichols. I don't know how long he was set for, but got the benefit of the doubt defensively. And you love these competing, trying to take that charge for the Trailblazers.
Wilson to Conway. They leave him open. Left corner 3 off the side of the backboard. Colorado Mesa the rebound. Here come the Mavericks.
That doesn't happen very often to Matt Conway.
No, it does not. Walters, baseline left, hesitates, backing in to the elbow, kicking it back out. They'll swing it. Near side, Nuno. Spinning at the junction, leading, no good. Offensive rebound, CMU stripped away by Frampton. Here comes Dixie State. Zach leading the break. Over to Pagankoff. Rolls off a screen from Dupree, gives to Wilson. Wilson to the free throw line, stolen away. He gets it back. Fadeaway jumper, no. Rebound to Nuno. Here come the Mavericks.
A little desperation there by Andre Wilson. Now he converts a foul. Once he took that contact and got it back, got the ball back, I think he could have been a little more patient. He tried to take a jackknife fadeaway and just couldn't find the range.
16:50 to go here in the first. We are tied at 2. Trailblazers scored first. Now whistles. Maybe the shot clock not in the right spot. They're going to reset it out to 30. And here we're going to do that all over again. We'll pass into Hoffer, and Hoffer will walk it across the timeline and get things set up. Game tied at 2, approaching the under 16 media. Nichols, they leave him alone. He'll pop a 3 straight away, and he hits. 5-2 CMU.
Yeah, Dixie State's deciding to switch on the ball screens that time, and Julian Dupree just a little late to get out and extend on that deep jumper.
Andre Wilson, clipped, no whistle. They'll swing it around the horn to Pagankoff, right corner. Path cut off, bounces to Julian Dupree. Backing in on Dubats. Floating with the left, he gets it to go. Dixie State within 1 at 5-4.
Well, Devin, there's your post touch you're talking about for Julian Dupree. They've been trying to get it to him that time, very successful.
Mavericks the other way, Nuno kicking to the right corner. 3 on the way, no, not gonna count. He made it, not gonna count. Nuno, after he got rid of that ball, ran over a Dixie State player. Offensive foul the other way. I think it was Frampton that slid in and took it.
Coach DeGeorge is definitely having a conversation with the officials. He's in here walking with them. But after you let that pass fly, you got to come down. Julian is outside the restricted area and waited and took that charge. Great heads-up play by Julian Dupree.
Dupree. I said Frampton. It was Dupree. Got to give credit where credit is due. Pagankoff holding on the left wing. We're under 16. Media coming next whistle. Bounce inside to Dupree. Off the window and in. Back-to-back buckets for Dupree, and Dixie State a 6-5 lead.
And defensively, he's a tough guard for Mesa. He really is. Keep feeding him the rock.
Hoffer Kicks to Nichols. Nichols spins to the left, leans into Conway, and he's going to get the whistle in his favor. 2 free throws coming for Connor Nichols. Matt Conway picks up the foul. 15:30 remaining here in the first. Dixie State a 6-5 lead, but Connor Nichols at the free throw line after the 60-second timeout on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Radio Dixie 91.3.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State a 6-5 lead here in the Trailblazer Basketball Network. We also want to welcome in our friends listening in on KTMM 13 a.m. The Team in Grand Junction, Colorado. Happy that you're able to take our feed, and hope you can enjoy the game with us tonight. Connor Nichols at the free throw line out of the timeout. Guys, through the first 4+ minutes of this game, what do you see on the stat sheet? What jumps out?
Well, first of all, as you look at the shooting percentage, we're still a very low-scoring game, but Mesa's getting some high-quality shots. They're getting very good looks at the basket, shooting 50%.
Nichols misses the first free throw. He'll have one more. He missed them both. Matt Conway the rebound. Dixie State maintains the 1-point lead.
I think the big thing
Clock is not running.
I think the big thing right now, Carrick, that Dixie State spent most of that time out talking about was how they're defending the ball screens from the Mavericks. They're not charging them hard enough. They're jogging to them. They got to get up there, get closer on that ball screen, and then they got to switch it and stay in it a little bit longer on that switch to make sure that they don't get those high-quality open jump shots coming off those ball screens, which are right around the three-point line. Those are 18, 19 feet out.
That's right, but they're critical. If you don't guard it right early, then it's going to make it harder to guard the rest of the game.
Hey, the shoulder position is huge. The little things like that, how you attack that ball screen.
Back in play we go. Dub Price, Quincy Matthews just checked in during the stoppage. Andre Wilson, Julian Decree going to get a rest. 15 to shoot for Dixie State. It's Pagankoff. Trying to find Frampton, but he threw it right to Sam Walters of CMU instead. Walters across the timeline, angling to the right, hands off to Nuno. Nuno splits 2 defenders, kicks to the left corner. Hoffer, top of the key. Nichols, 3 on the way. Bang! Second threes made from that spot. 8-6 lead for CMU.
Quincy Matthews there to contest that, but he had enough time to really set and patiently release that. Love the form. You can see why this kid can really light up the scoreboard. 21 a night.
Pagankoff trying to thread the needle inside to Conway. It's stolen by Nichols. In transition, lays it up. No. And it's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with CMU. Zach Frampton may have got a fingertip on that shot attempt by Nichols. And Dixie State remains on defense. Dayson Youngblood going to check in after 2 quick turnovers by Jack Pagankoff.
Yeah, Pagankoff's got 2. Frampton's got 2. Those 2 guards right now, when we talked about in the keys to the game, the turnovers and some really just bad decisions offensively. You got to give some credit to Mesa, though. They came to play. The intensity is hot here in the Burns Arena.
Nuno to trigger, baseline right side, holding. 5 count nearing its in, but he gets it in to Nichols. Nichols holding, 3-point land straight away, kicks to Nuno, driving the base left side, and he'll lay it off the glass and in. Good move. 10-6 lead for CMU.
Now, if you look at CMU right now, they are very lengthy on the court. When you look out, there's a lot of length.
Jess Spivey just checked in for the Mavericks during the last stoppage. Matt Conway fakes a pass to Youngblood, splits 2 defenders, and lays it up and in. What a move. Dixie State within 2 at 10-8. 14-10 remaining in the first. And Dayson Youngblood going to get called for a hand check as Nuno got set up. Here's Andre Wilson up off the bench.
Yeah, Spivey 6'5", Dubats is 6'9", Nuno 6'5". They do have some size, Mike, and obviously that length going to be important to contest shots, and obviously you got to have good position when you're trying to rebound off misses. But, you know, you got Q, you got Conway, you got Dub. You do have some pretty good length to answer right now for Coach Judkins.
Dixie State going to get a steal. Matthews comes up with it. Now they find Wilson. Wilson crossing over to the left, leaves for Dub Price. Steps into a three straight away. Bingo! Dixie State the lead, 11-10.
That's exactly what Dub needs to do. You know, Dub was in position. He sent a great screen right there, shot ready. High percentage shot for him.
13:39 remaining. Here in the first, Dixie State an 11-10 advantage. Walters dribbles through the legs. He holds on the right wing, and he's cut off by Andre Wilson. Andre's going to pick up the foul. It'll be his second. As Judkins asked for the same call on the other end. 13:27 remaining. Dixie State an 11-10 lead. Been back and forth so far.
And good for Dub. You know, we're talking about who's going to come in off the bench and maybe have a big immediate impact. And Dub only a 37% three-point shooter this year, but that's not too bad. I mean, you'll take that from your 6'7". You know, Dub's interchangeable. He can play the 3, the 4. He's not a shooting guard, so that's a bonus when he's hitting triples.
Dubats has it knocked away by Conway. Chases it down in the corner. Outlet pass to Youngblood. Coach Judkins wants his team to run. Ahead to Matthews. Hangs. Can't quite hit. Good look. It rimmed out. Rebound to Dubats and the Mavericks.
You're right. That was a good look. Quincy knifed down the lane and put.
Nuno driving inside, and he travels. Lays it off the glass and in, but he walked just inside the arc. Dixie State gets it back. 13:07 to play here in the first. Dixie State an 11-10 lead. Mason Youngblood will walk it up. Trailblazers right now, we go to the stat check. 50% from the field, 5 of 10. Colorado Mesa 4 of 7 for 57%. Frampton, left corner 3, bang! Frampton knocks it in. Dixie State a game-high 4-point lead, 14-10.
Big bucket there for Frampton. You know, that corner 3 is so key if you can knock that down because you can get that shot a lot.
Nichols slashes into the lane to answer. Finger roll up and in. Rattles around and falls through.
This kid's a baller, man. He's just got great athleticism. He flows really good. I mean, that was with the left-hand finish. Soft touch, going full speed, guys.
12:30 remaining, approaching the under 12. Dixie State a 14-12 lead. Conway trying to throw it inside to Del Price, and it's tipped and taken away. Another turnover. A lob ahead. Layup, no. Nuno was looking for Dubats. Couldn't get it to go. Here comes Dixie State off the defensive rebound. Youngblood will drive inside, pulls up, 17-foot jumper, in and out. Matt Conway, offensive rebound. He's fouled on the putback with 12:06 remaining.
You know, it's an interesting strategy going on with both teams. Both teams using that on-ball screen a lot. Dixie using it to come off and try to penetrate and kick, where we saw Frampton hit a shot in the corner. That time they're out on the shooter and Youngblood taking it all the way. Where on the other end, you're seeing Nichols. He comes off that on-ball screen and he's going straight to the rim. There's no pass option. He's just going off that screen straight to the rim.
Conway takes his time. First free throw on the way it in.
Yeah, Conway, good free throw shooter, about 76% so far this season. And he just went right back up to attack after he got that offensive rebound, and they stripped and fouled him.
A couple of changes for Colorado Mesa, including Kenzo Nudo making his first appearance, and Trent Clay into the ball game. They bounce it to Conway. Now they're going to blow the whistle and take it right back. I think they're confirming who the foul was on. Now they bounce it back to Conway. He gets to shoot it for real this time. 15-12. Conway bends the knees, lets it fly, and he hits. Dupree up off the bench. He's going to give Conway a breather just before the under 12 media. Try to give Matt Conway an extra few seconds to catch his breath.
Yeah, he does lead the team in minutes played this season.
16-12, Dixie State a 4-point lead, 12:04 remaining. Media timeout coming on the next whistle.
Good little surge here by the Trailblazers. I mean,
Nudo, they swing it to Hoffer, right wing. Hoffer into the corner, Spivey. Spivey, skip past to Nudo, holding on the left wing. He'll bounce inside. Nichols pulls up, left elbow jumper, rims out. Dupree goes up and says, "That's my ball." Hands off to Dayston Youngblood. Youngblood across the timeline, leaves for Frampton. Bounce inside, Dub Price. He's open. Layup, no. Short. Tip putback won't go. And Quincy Matthews has an offensive rebound. Trailblazers reset. Offensive foul. He whipped it back out to Dupree and then right back to Quincy, and he ran over his defender.
And Nichols sold it. He's a smart player. He's an upperclassman. You could tell as soon as he saw Quincy dip the shoulder and turn, he waited for the contact and then sold it really nicely. And for Quincy, he can't quite go in that hard.
11:23 to play. Dixie State a 16-12 lead. 60-second timeout on radio. TV over to Kylie Young for a sideline report. Back after this.
Coach Judkins would like to see his team more aggressive on the offensive end, especially when it comes to more of the pick and roll. He was talking to his team, off of the screen, don't just jog to the basket, but sprint, get there, push hard. And you know what? He said he'd even take an offensive foul if that's what it comes to.
.23 to play. Dixie State leading at 16-12. Mavericks with possession, though, after the Quincy Matthews offensive foul. We talked about it last night. It was one of the few games we didn't see Q pick up one of those fouls. His first offensive touch tonight, he picks one up. Mavericks the other way. They'll whip it inside. Nudo will lay it off the window and in, and it's a 16-14 Dixie State lead. Trailblazers the other way. Dub Price holding, three-point land straight away. Inside Ducree, lost it, stolen away by Hoffer. 2-on-1 for CMU. Hoffer takes it inside, leans into Dub Price. And Price will be called for the foul. 2 free throws coming for Hoffer.
Well, for Dixie State, playing a team like Colorado Mesa, you cannot give them those extra possessions. Julian Ducree working extremely hard to get the ball in the post. Then he caught it. He didn't wait for the action to happen around him. He immediately put the ball on the ground and tried to create off the dribble. That's not his game.
Hoffer makes the first free throw. 16-15 Dixie State lead. Hoffer this season just 54% from the free throw line. He'll make both those. And it's a tie ball game, 16-16. Teams trading punches here. Not literally, just figuratively. Miller. Hands to Ducree, now to Pagan-Koff. Pagan-Koff to Quincy Matthews, nearly stolen away. They maintain possession. Q with it, right wing. Looking into Ducree, nothing there. Now to Price. Drives inside, protects the ball, lays it up and in. Finger roll.
Good decision because Quincy committed to try to bounce it in. That opened Dub out when he reversed it, and Dub was quick to take the crease and score.
18-16 Dixie State by 2. 10:22 to go. Just about halfway through the first period. Nudo driving inside, gets around. Ducree hangs and hits. Pretty move.
Yeah, pretty little finger roll. I love how he flipped it high and soft.
Game tied at 18. 10:05 remaining. Quincy Matthews gets inside. Left-hand layup. No, but Ducree's there to tap it back in.
And you love when Julian Ducree is crashing the glass like that, getting those putbacks. It was a great move by Q, just didn't finish, but Julian right there to clean it up.
20-18, Dixie State, 2-point lead, 9:50 to go until the break. Here's Nudo holding right wing. Into the corner to Spivey. Back to Nudo. Pressured by Wade Miller. Driving inside on Miller. Tapped out of his hands, regains now to Spivey. Fakes a three, hands off to Nichols instead. Splits 2 defenders, hangs off the window, no. Gets his own rebound, foul on the putback. He can't get the three-point opportunity, but he'll get 2 free throws. Ducree picking up the foul, his first.
Well, smart play by Nichols, right? He crashed, he's waiting for the contact. And where Julian gets into trouble is he goes over to block shots, and then it's his guy that gets the rebound, or it's his guy that helps. So that time Julian kind of over-committing a little bit, got there a little bit too late.
Nichols' first free throw, he gets it to go. 20-19 Dixie State lead. Probably one of the reasons that head coach John Judkins doesn't like blocks. You got in position after trying to block a shot where you need to be.
He likes them if they stay in bounds and his team gets possession. He doesn't like them when they go 3 rows up into the stands.
Nichols for one more. It's true, and we're tied at 20, 9:31 to go here in half number one.
Kind of what I expected. Two good teams right there tied in the conference standings and both playing really well. Aside from some turnovers by the Trailblazers, it's been pretty evenly matched.
Wade Miller, left corner, the swing into Decree. Decree quickly to Pagankoff, 13 to shoot for Dixie State. Quickly running out, and Pagankoff is tripped up inadvertently. Trent Clay tried to come and close out on the double team, took out the legs of Pagankoff. He gets whistled for the foul.
You know, this is a Colorado Mesa team that averages 83.3 points a game.
High scoring.
Right? So they're very high scoring. They can put a lot of points on the board real quick. Locked at 20-20. You got to like this pace if you're Dixie.
Quincy bouncing into Dupree. Mismatch, and he lays it up and in. Ended up with Trent Clay at just 6'4" guarding him. Clay tried to draw the charge, but Dupree got around him, laid it in. 22-20 Dixie State lead.
And I think Clay kind of started to give ground before contact came, and that's why he didn't get called for a charge there.
Nichols can't quite get it to go, but he's fouled by Matt Conway, and Matt is furious. He felt like Nichols, as you see him looking at the ref, saying he's leaning into me every time, picks up his second.
Well, you see, when the game started off with two quick offensive fouls like that, that's kind of the attention. Players are knowing, hey, the refs are going to call. If I try to take that, I'm going to get a charge. They're looking for that call now because it was called so early, so frequently.
Love to see that one again if we've got it. Nichols makes the first free throw.
He's crafty, though. You got to give Nichols
some
some
he's
credit.
a great player.
If you can get the officials to blow the whistle in your favor, you keep doing it all night long.
Absolutely. Makes both free throws, and we're tied at 22. Back and forth. 8:40 remaining here in half number one. Neither team is led by more than 4 points. Quincy holding right wing, 19 to shoot. Bouncing into Conway, has it stripped out of his hands, and he's fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line for two.
Yeah, Skinner got caught in no man's land there. Just really had to reach out and slap Conway. Great little slip by Conway, and the feed was there.
A heads-up play by Conway. You know, they've been very successful with that on-ball screen. That time slipping the screen caught Mesa off guard.
Conway for the line. Pair of fabulous Freddy's free throws, excuse me. The first one is too strong, and he'll have one more. Trying to take a 1-point lead.
There's that last possession. There he slipped the screen, and there's the foul by Skinner.
Conway, a 76% free throw shooter. He'll try to split this pair. It's up and in. Dub Price off the bench. He will check in. Conway going to check out. Zach Frampton up as well, and he will check in for Quincy Matthews. On the floor for Dixie State, we'll reset it for you. Julian Decree, Dub Price, Wade Miller, Zach Frampton, and Pagankoff. For Mesa, it's Nichols, Hoffer, Nudo, Skinner, and Clay. Hoffer holding three-point land straight away. Here's Nudo. Guarded by Miller. To Clay, baseline right. Bring it top of the key, swing it around the horn. And it is Skinner. Right back to Hoffer, passing the inline. Boy, every CMU player has touched the ball in this possession. Stripped away by Wade Miller. Pagankoff comes up with it. Driving inside, and he's fouled. And Coach Judkins not real happy with how Pagankoff went up, spun his back to the basket, tried to toss it up and over instead of just taking it straight in and trying to lay it in.
And I think Jack a little too worried about, the block and put it way out there, tried to flip it with a ton of English, but it got bailed out. The whistle came, the contact was there with the body.
He'll have two fabulous Freddy's free throws after this 60-second timeout. Dixie State 23, Colorado Mesa 22. 60-second timeout and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Hey, I ordered a large veggie with garlic herb crust.
Veggie? I thought you were more of a meat eater's man.
Oh, I am, but now I can do both. Look, flavor patch.
How does that work? What happens when that's gone?
I've got Howie bread strapped to my legs.
Flavor fanatics love us because we make our dough fresh daily and have meal deals for any budget.
Hungry?
Howie's! Flavor fanatics welcome.
From surgical suites to patient rooms to conference rooms. In scrubs, suits, or sneakers. With stethoscopes, computer code, or mops.
We are all caregivers. Intermountain Healthcare. Healing for life.
Eight minutes even to go here in half number one. Dixie State a 23-22 lead. And Jack Pagankoff going to the line for a pair of free throws out of the timeout.
You know, Jack shook off a couple miscues, a couple turnovers, and he kind of settled in now. Always good to get a couple from the stripe. That bodes well once you feel it go through the hoop if he can get it to go, but he can't on the first.
This is the first one. We've seen a couple of misses here in the first.
Go back to that steal by Bubba that led to this scoring chance from the foul line. Bubba on the spin move got the poke away. Really well timed by Miller.
Second one is good. 24-22. Dixie State back to a 2-point lead. And we are under 8 to play. Been a fun one so far. Hoffer to Skinner. Now to Nichols. Handing off to Nudo. Quickly to Hoffer. And a quick whistle. Was it Dub Price? If it's Dub, I think he got caught quickly with two hands on the offensive player, and that, by rule, will ring you up every time. That is the 9th Dixie State foul here in the first half, so 1-1 for Nichols.
That's right, and you know, just this week, the NCAA sent out an article to all the officials talking about the coordinators, and the emphasis was on hand checking and players not being able to hand check, and you can see the refs calling that hand check pretty tight.
They changed the foul to Pagankoff. Dub Price was incredulous. He couldn't believe he'd been whistled for the foul. They've corrected it. Jack Pagankoff would be whistled for the foul, not Dub Price. Trailblazers are making subs. They were making a sub if Dub had been called for it. They're going to bring Cameron Chatwin in.
In the meantime, Nichols stands at the free throw line like, hey, I'm ready to shoot anytime you're ready.
Now they're going to come over and look at it, make sure they do have the right person called for the foul, whether it was Pagankoff, whether it was Dub Price. Teams will go to their benches as they look at it. Mind you, tonight's game brought to you by Chick-fil-A, our scoreboard sponsor. Anytime we check the score, we're thinking about the good folks at Chick-fil-A. And I don't know. I think
you get my vote, you don't call on either one of them.
Yeah. It's definitely, they're going to whistle on Pagankoff. You see it's Dub Price right there that actually does make the contact unless the whistle came later.
Yeah, I don't know what they saw in the review. They must not be looking at the same thing we're looking at because Pagankoff, the whistle came before Pagankoff.
Yeah, before Pagankoff even slid up. It's Jack's first. Would have been Dub's second, so maybe Dixie State will take it.
I really didn't see a foul at all, to be honest with you guys, but again, Nichols finding ways to get to the free throw line. You got to give him a lot of credit.
Nichols makes the front end of the 1-and-1. He'll have one more. We take one final look at the play. Same look we've seen a couple of times. Doesn't look any different. Nichols makes both free throws. We're knotted up at 24. 7:46 to play. And we are all tied up. Pagankoff across the timeline. Holding D-Lo goes straight away. Will bounce to Dub Price at the left elbow. Dub to Pagankoff. To Frampton. Back to Jack. Jack hesitates behind the back dribble in the left corner. Now he stops the dribble to Dub Price. Inside Julian. Spins away from his defender, and he's fouled as he tries to lay it off the glass. Two free throws.
Great positioning there by Julian Ducree, who had the key to himself. Drew two Mesa defenders right there. Did a great job of locating, getting a good bounce pass, and attacking the rim.
I know we've talked a lot about Julian tonight in the broadcast, and really every night, but it's been fun as his first free throw rims out. It's been fun to watch him grow into the system over the last couple of years, and really you can tell he's starting to buy in to everything Coach Judkins wants him to do. You see the foul there as Hoffer got him on the right arm. Been fun to see him evolve and become the player that Dixie State needs him to be. Splits the free throws. Trailblazers up by one, 25-24. 7:20 to go.
Somehow you got to contain Nichols a little bit better already with 14 points in this contest, and there you go.
And there's a turnover. They forced Hoffer to step on the end line as he tried to drive from right to left across the baseline.
You know, these turnovers are turning into a storyline for this game. Both teams having nearly half of their points coming off turnovers.
7:05 remaining. Dixie State, a 1-point lead. Wade Miller has it knocked out of his hands. He chases it down, regains possession. 14 to shoot. Frampton inside, a blocking foul. And that is team foul number 8, so Frampton going to go to the free throw line. It will be Kenzo Nudo picking up the foul. His first.
And that's what you get when you go hard off of the screen. And Frampton came off of that screen extremely hard, right to the rim, and you get those calls when you're going hard. When you're attacking the rim that hard, you're going to get those calls.
Frampton makes the front end of the 1-and-1. He'll get one more. 2-point lead.
High arcing free throw there from Frampton. Hey, you know, Julian Decree's 4 for 4 from the field. Hasn't missed. They got to continue to keep trying to get offensive sets where he gets looks and opportunities to score.
Both free throws up and in. 27-24. Dixie State, the 3-point lead. 6:48 remaining. Mavericks with Damon Dubots back into the game. We'll swing it to Nudo. They leave him open. Pop a 3, make a 3. We're tied at 27.
Oh, Nudo, that was a high arcing shot. Hey, how about this Mavericks team from the 3-point line? That's 3 for 3 now in the game, and that was an open set 3. That's as high percentage look as you're going to get.
6:28 remaining. We are tied at 27. Here's Frampton, free throw line. Gives to Ducree, one dribble, gets away, reverse from left to right, off the window and in. Oh my goodness, Julian Ducree.
Oh, nimble.
29-27, Dixie State a 2-point lead.
The big fella with the body control on the wraparound reverse with the English and a kiss. I don't believe it.
An early Jimmy John's play of the game candidate. Nichols, guarded by Ducree on the baseline, has to stop the dribble and call a timeout. Ducree is pumped up.
Yeah, 5 for 5. He's got 10 points, 3 rebounds. You know, just boom, goes left hard hand. 2 guys blow by when he uses the rim to protect himself with the reverse.
I
haven't seen that move from him this year. Have you, Mike?
No.
He likes to reverse it, but I've not seen it off the dribble like that.
His reaction was priceless. Like, he didn't know. He usually is so animated, but he comes out of that one. He's got both hands up. Like,
did that go in?
Did that go in? Yeah. Like, great move by the big man.
Well, and Nichols having trouble because he feeds off end to end. If he makes a big block, Julian Decree then usually more likely to score. That time he scores on a pretty move, highlight reel move, and then he forces Nichols almost into a 5-second count. He has to take the timeout down in the corner.
Doing it on both ends.
For a minute, I had to check and see if Trevor Hill was back out on the floor. Because I expect Trevor to make that move, but maybe not Julian.
I got a feeling we're going to be hearing about that from him for a long time.
Yes. He's probably going to ask to be on the radio tonight.
That's right.
29-27. Timeout's brought to you by Catering Concepts. We're back in play. 7 to shoot for Colorado Mesa out of the timeout. Here's Hoffer. Hoffer to Nudo for 3. Fadeaway right wing. Rims out. Offensive rebound. Nichols put back good. 29-29. We are tied. 5:40 to go.
Nichols just has a nose for the ball. I mean, goodness gracious. He's just racking up the stats. 16 points. I'm sure impressed with this kid.
Dixie State with possession. Dub Price, 3-point land straight away over to the left. And Pagankoff looking into Wade Miller. Posting up on Skinner. Finally gets it 15 feet from the bucket. One dribble. Kicks to Dub. Dub to Julian Decree. 17-foot jumper. Too strong. Follows his shot. Gets his own rebound. Reverse from right to left. No. Tip put back Dub Price. No. Chases down the rebound. Inside Decree. Working on Nichols. Left hand layup. No. Rebound Skinner. And CMU, but Skinner threw it away.
Wow.
Dixie State will get it back after all of that.
2 great looks for Julian Decree. Finally missing his first 2 field goals of the night. And then I don't know what Skinner was doing there. I don't know if he thought his guy was waiting or if he took off. I couldn't really tell, but just goes right into the cheerleaders. And that's not where you want to throw the basketball in an outlet pass.
5 minutes even to go in the first. Dixie State, Colorado Mesa locked in a 29-29 tie. Cameron Chatwin checked into the game during the last stoppage for Dixie State. Pagankoff crossing over inside, fakes a pass, fadeaway jumper 10 feet away, and it's good. 31-29.
I love the move there and the stop and pop. You know, you don't want to get among the trees. That's a high percentage little 15-foot jumper, and he buried it.
4:35 remaining. Nichols guarded by Frampton. 18 to shoot. Inside to Dubots, and it's going to be an offensive foul, and they may want to take a look at this one because Cameron Chatwin just got elbowed across the face, and I think Coach Judkins is going to ask them to review that. And they are going to look at it because that could be a flagrant. We'll let them look at it and see what they decide. But
his elbows were definitely elevated, and as he turned in, he caught Chatwin. It looked like live right on the jawline, guys.
Yeah. Chatwin's still kind of holding the jaw.
You know, this will be interesting because he definitely was leading with that elbow as he turned in. The officials, I like this. They're going to go ahead and confer and say, what'd you see, before they go to the monitor. That's heads-up officiating. And then you have a starting point once you go to the monitor.
4:28 to play. Remember, timeout's brought to you by Catering Complex, Dixie State, a 31-29 lead. While we've got a minute, let's give you a quick game recap stat summary. Been back and forth. Neither team leading by more than 4 points. Dixie State a 31-29 lead right now. Trailblazers from the field 47%, 11 of 23. Colorado Mesa from the field 56%, 9 of 16. How about 16 points for Connor Nichols already?
Oh, man.
For Colorado Mesa. He's all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, 4 of 7 from the field. He's got to the line 8 times, hit 6 of them. He's 2 of 2 from downtown. What can't this kid do scoring the basketball? As we're going to see a replay here. He's going to turn in with that elbow, and yeah, definitely got him right there with the left elbow on the chin, Mike. Is that a flagrant?
It looks like I said, his elbows are high, and you know, is he making a basketball play is what I'm asking myself. Is he making a necessary basketball play and Chatwin just in the way, or was it excessive? So that's the decision that the officials have to make.
Trailblazers leading at 31-29. We gave you Connor Nichols 16 points, Colorado Mesa's leading scorer. Julian Decree leading Dixie State with 11 points. 7 points for Matt Conway, 5 points each for Frampton and Dub Price. They're going to bring the coaches together, which not always, but generally leads, points to something more than just a common foul being called. 4:28 remaining. Dixie State a 2-point lead at 31-29. Coach Judkins and Coach DeGeorge getting the explanation.
There's a lengthy explanation, too. And I can't quite hear what the, guys, if we ever get to TNT, we get our own explanation. When you
yeah, exactly. They come over
and they tell Reggie Miller what exactly happened. Yeah.
It's going to be a common foul.
And it was close. It was close. Like, I don't think he knew exactly where Chatwin was. I don't think you can say by the letter of the law was that intent to really hurt him or elbow him. He did have the elbows high, though.
And the thing that maybe I saw was there was no real swing across.
Sure.
He caught the ball. He went into his move to go forward, and Chatwin was there.
And they got it right. It's an offensive foul, and Chatwin's still in the game, so let's play on.
Yep. 31-29, Dixie State with possession. 15 ticks on the shot clock. 4:10 on the game clock. Here's Pagankoff out of Frampton. Sees the lane. It closes quickly. He's able to pass to Decree, though. A couple of dribbles, and he lays it in traffic. 13 points for Julian Decree. 33-29 Dixie State lead.
Now, Julian's getting very good at being able to score in traffic, right? There are a couple guys around him, locate the ball, and goes up strong.
Here's Clay. Inside shot disrupted. Blocked by Decree. Comes down with it. Here come the Trailblazers. Frampton in transition. Will stop and pop. 3 left wing short. And Clay the rebound for CMU. Maybe not the shot that Dixie State wanted there. Now you got to play some defense. Nudo will set it up for the Mavericks. To the near side, here's Skinner. Skinner driving to the baseline right side. Kicked it to Clay, now to Nudo, 14 to shoot.
Neither team is led by more than 4 points this entire first half, and right now Dixie State up 4. If they can get a stop here, maybe build on the largest lead of the night.
Skinner, shot clock at 3 to Nudo with 2. Fadeaway 3 with 1. No. Offensive rebound. Dubats, and he lays it up and in. Coach Judkins was arguing for a shot clock violation. Didn't get it. It was bang, bang. It was close. And CMU cuts the lead to 33-31. 2:55 remaining. We got the under 4 media timeout coming next. Whistle and a foul. Going to be called against Michael Skinner. And then Cameron Chatwin going to get a technical for clapping right in the face of Skinner after the foul called.
Yeah, and Chatwin's probably a little frustrated taking that elbow a couple of previous possessions, but you can't go right up into the face there with the hard clap. You're going to get caught.
Referee's going to get together and discuss. I mean, there's some battling going on in there. Chatwin doesn't like the contact, so he's going to clap, and then it was an easy call right in front of the official technical was called. Now they're going to get together and discuss before it. It's going to take us to the media. 2:51 to go. Dixie State at 33-31 lead. 60-second timeout and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Camping World is here to help you connect to adventure and explore the outdoors with friends and family. Offering new and pre-owned RVs to fit every budget and thousands of parts and accessories for any need. Camping World has it all. With over 130 supercenters nationwide, you're never far from America's #1 RV dealer. No matter where your adventures take you. Whether you need an RV, parts, or service, Camping World is here to help you every step of the way. Visit Camping World in St. George or shop campingworld.com today.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
.251 to go, so indeed the technical is confirmed against Cameron Chatwin. Common foul against Skinner still.
And I think they got it right. I
really
do.
100%.
I mean, Chatwin's on his back, and he's clapping upward, and it's a hard clap. Like, I got this call, and just a little too much there. He'll learn. We won't see him do that again tonight.
Nope. No, I think he's got the clapping out of the way.
They still make those, the clap on, clap off.
Now
when that first came out, that was the greatest invention ever. So they were, with the explanation, they started the media a little bit late. So still,
you had Dixie State just hadn't broke the huddle yet. You had two officials over chatting with the Colorado Mesa players, and then Nichols was on his own down here at their basket, kind of looking like, what's going on down here?
This game is, I mean, scoreboard 33-31 even, but each team's had 30 possessions. Points in the paint, Dixie State's up 18-14. Points off turnovers, Dixie State's got a 17-11 lead. Both teams 5 steals. Rebounding is 12-11. I mean, turnovers 11 for the Mavericks, 7 for the Trailblazers. You know, not a big discrepancy in the statistics and some of the supplemental stats there.
It's those points off of turnovers. Dixie getting 17 of the points coming off of turnovers. So defense helping their offense out a little bit.
Nichols shooting the free throw. He left it short. Dixie State coaches were wondering why it was Nichols who was shooting the free throw. Referees come over and give the explanation that a Class A dead ball technical foul. Anybody can shoot it. Nichols will split the free throws. Dixie State at 1-point lead at 33-32. And now Chatwin going to come down and get his 2 free throws as CMU team foul number 10 into the double bonus.
Yeah, and this last 2:51, you know, if they want to keep this physical pace up, we could be spending some time in the old Fabulous Freddy's free throw line.
That's right. Chatwin, first free throw is good. He's on the board. And it's a 2-point lead again.
You got to make that free throw if you're Chatwin, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get a technical foul and then step up and miss your free throw. So
you probably got to make both, right?
Yep.
Second free throw, rims out. Rebound to CMU. Right back where we started. 2-point Dixie State lead, 34-32. 2:45 until the break. Who will make a run going into the halftime break? We find out right here. Here's Clay. Skipping it to Walters. Hands off to Nudo. Into the corner, Hoffer. Splitting a couple defenders. Leaves his feet, leaves for Clay. Shot off the window and in. We're tied at 34.
Not an easy shot there by Clay. Got guys flying by him. Tough catch. High arcing bank shot. Really good.
2:19 to go until the break. Here's Frampton. Trying to bounce into Quincy. It's tapped away. Saved back in by CMU. And Frampton going to be fouled by Trent Clay. Going for the loose ball.
Clay got to be a little careful. He was upset with that call. Frampton beat him to the highest point, though. They're both converging towards it. I understand Clay's frustration, but Frampton's more straight up. I think Clay's a little bit more coming into him, and that's why Clay got assessed with the foul. seeing who the foul was assessed and seeing how many fouls Clay actually indeed does have here. Coach Winters from the Dixie bench asking for clarification.
Yeah, that's heads up play.
Frampton makes the first. Dixie State a 1-point lead, 35-34. Julian Ducree will check back in for Cameron Chatwin for the home stretch. Frampton makes both. 2-point lead, 36-34. Trailblazers will try to dial up a stop. Nichols into the lane, kicks to the left corner, 3-ball on the way, no, but a foul called against Julian Ducree, closing out on Sam Walters. And Walters will go to the line for 3 freebies. Ducree picks up his second.
Yeah, he's a shot blocker, and he's out on the perimeter. He's charging hard, and just momentum carried him into it. And Julian knows that's his bad. That's a little bit of a mistake. But Juddy, he'll take that once in a while because he likes the fact he's contesting that shot and not giving him a clean corner look. But you're going to see Julian come pretty hard, but he left his feet into him. And not a lot of contact, but down low, just enough of a bump to draw the whistle.
It's enough, yeah. It's clearly a foul, and Julian doing a good job of contesting the shot, but just not his game, closing out that hard, leaving his feet.
Yeah, got to go a little more straight up, right? So you got a little room to land instead of going at about a 15, 16-degree angle where you're carrying into that shooter.
Walters, 81% free throw shooter. He makes the first 2. He'll have one more. We'll tie it at 36.
Pretty good crowd tonight here at the Burns Arena. They're waiting to erupt in the last 2 minutes of the half.
All 3 free throws good. None of them were, swishes straight through. All 3 rattled, but they went in. 37-36, Colorado Mesa lead. 1:54 to play until the half. Frampton holding, uses the dribble to the free throw line. Leads for Dub Price, right wing. Looking inside Quincy, nothing there. Will drive, hangs, hits with the right hand. 38-37, Dixie State back up on top.
Dub active tonight. That's his second bucket. It's slashed down the lane. The other one's a finger roll. That one a little shot put, little 3-footer. That's a high percentage shot for Dub Price.
Noodle will step into a 3 straight away. It's too strong. Ball is loose. Frampton the rebound for Dixie State. Across the timeline. Zach accelerates, leans in, shot is blocked out of bounds with 23 seconds on the shot clock, trying to get ahead and lay it up and in. Dixie State will maintain the possession. Jess Spivey will check back in for the Mavericks. And Dubats will get a breather. Pagan caught the trigger, baseline right side. Holding, bounces to Quincy in the left block. Backing in on Nudo, leaning. Shot is short, tapped around. Walters the rebound for CMU. Head to Nichols. Nichols has it nearly stolen away, but regains, finds Spivey. 22 to shoot, plenty of time for the Mavericks to set up. There's Hoffer. Top of the key to Nudo. Nudo's Spivey. Back to Hoffer, 10 to shoot, into the corner Walters, drives baseline left, kills the dribble right underneath the basket, gives to Nudo, 5 to shoot. In the left corner, not sure if he sees the shot clock. To Nichols, leaner in the lane, good, and right as the shot clock expires. 39-38, CMU lead.
The kids, Dickie V would say, BT Pier, baby, this kid can play. Nichols, awareness, didn't even look at the clock. He knew he had to get it off. And then the runner splits the double team, gets it away from the reach, and then kisses it off the window. My, oh, my.
Great move, and he's a scorer, and that's the reason why he leads the conference in scoring, is he knows how to score. He's a great spot-up shooter, great jump shooter, but he's also very crafty.
39-38, Dixie State will take a timeout. They get it across the timeline and take the 30-second timeout. The use it or lose it variety.
Mavericks on the road, Carrick shooting 54%. I mean, the teams don't come in here and shoot 54%, but they are right now. They continue to shoot it well. They're 3 of 6 from downtown, so 50% from three-point range. And how about 15 times they've got to the free throw line? That's something Juddy always preaches. Get to the foul line. And right now, Mavericks have been there one more time than the Trailblazers. They're 12 of 15. Dixie State 10 of 14 from the stripe.
All I know is I'm just sitting back here soaking in this game. I mean, this is everything we thought it would be.
Yep.
Both teams playing extremely well right now. Dixie State with 7 turnovers at this point. Probably don't want quite that many, but they've forced 11 Colorado Mesa turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, Mavericks had 4 leads. Dixie State's had 3 lead changes. I mean, we've kind of had a little seesaw back and forth.
24 seconds remaining. Dixie State out of the timeout. 15 on the shot clock. Here's Pagankoff. Pagankoff hands off to Quincy. Quincy Has it knocked away, and then he commits a foul.
Yeah.
Going for the loose ball.
Once he lost it, he threw his body into the defender and kind of fouled him with his shoulders, falling back into Nichols, I think.
13 seconds remaining. 2 free throws coming for Connor Nichols. 19 points for Nichols, 5 of 8 from the field, 2 of 2 from downtown, 7 of 10 from the stripe, and he misses the free throw. Leaves the front end short. 4th miss from the stripe tonight.
I was gonna say, I mean, he's left a lot of points sitting on the free throw line,
and he has not left the playing floor a single time. He's played all 20 minutes of this first half. Makes the second. CMU leads by 2. Here's Pagankoff with 10.
Yeah, it looked like Nichols actually did go into the lane before that hit the rim, too. Could have been a violation, no call.
Pagankoff kicks to Frampton for 3, right wing, bang! With 3 seconds remaining. Inbound pass to Hoffer. 3-quarter court shot. No! And that is how your first half will end. Zach Frampton knocks in the 3. Dixie State takes a 41-40 lead into the halftime break. Wow. How about that? Coach Judkins wants to talk with the official about something. But how about that, guys? Zach Frampton stepping up, making a huge, huge shot. TV, why don't you go ahead and take this halftime interview with Kylie Young. He's standing by here on radio.
Back and forth, but both teams playing really well offensively. What do you do to slow them down on the offensive end?
Well, we got ourselves to the foul trouble. We fouled too much. They shot a lot of foul shots. That's why they're right here in the game. They're doing a good job on our ball screens. We got to adjust to what they're doing, but we got to quit fouling and just play defense, and then we got to rebound the ball. Every time we play good defense, they get an offensive rebound and a score or a foul. So something we got to adjust to, but something I think we can fix.
Julian started the game 5 for 5 from the field, got 13 points in this first half. What do you like that you're seeing from him on the offensive end?
Well, I couldn't understand what you're saying.
Julian Decree, 13 points, 5 for 5 to start.
Well, he's got a size advantage, but he's got to use it instead of trying to be too fancy. Just use his strength, post up, go score. We're going to try to get him the ball, also Conway the ball more. We got to go inside.
Thanks, Coach.
It's not a big lead.
At the halftime break, let's do the step away for the 2-minute timeout. When we come back, the InfoWest halftime report. We're going to break it all down, the stats, the numbers, the highlights. We'll give it all to you inside the InfoWest halftime report. Dixie State 41, Colorado Mesa 40 on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
I'm Jimmy. This is my definition of fresh since 1983.
At Kneaders, we start simple, making bread from scratch with just a handful of ingredients. It's not the easy way, but it's worth it. Honest bread made without shortcuts. When you come to Kneaders, every loaf of bread, every sandwich starts here. Yes, it takes more time, but that's why we get an early start. Stop by today for dine-in, takeout, or drive-through.
Call it a path, or way through. It can be arrow straight, or have twists and turns. It's life's financial journey, and Mountain America Credit Union is here to guide you every step of the way. With timely advice and affordable products, this is your journey. Let's begin together. We're Mountain America, guiding you forward.
ourselves for our minds.
True, right? But that's
We can't
that's the
palm it
issue.
off on being unwitting dupes and just say, oh, well, it doesn't count because I got played.
Well, we have at least.
Welcome
we have
back
some
inside the
unwitting
Burns
groups,
Arena.
Jennifer.
We do, but you can't say because we got played by the Russians that we have to redo the election.
White T-shirts, you've got the blue T-shirts. The loudest section getting rally towels thrown out, sponsored by Chartway Federal Credit
I think
Union.
there's cash
inside of them.
Yeah, it got loud.
Fun promotion. Like you said, though, maybe they should have saved that for the game during the game.
Yeah, when the shot clock's winding down.
Dixie State a 41-40 lead. We welcome you back inside the Burns and inside the InfoWest halftime report. Carrick Sagmiller, Devin Dixon with you. Mike Olson will rejoin us here shortly as we break this thing down. And let's just dive right into it. We dive right into the numbers. Dixie State 48% from the field, 14 of 29, 3 of 5 from the outside is 60%, and 10 of 14 from the free throw line. Boy, you look at the numbers, and they're not all that different. Colorado Mesa, 12 of 22 from the field, a little bit better from the field overall, 54%, but the Mavericks have hit just 3 3-point shots as well, and 13 of 17 from the free throw line. So a few more free throws, but the numbers not that much different. Dixie State a slim 14-13 lead in rebounds, including 8 to 5 on the offensive glass. But Dixie State and Colorado Mesa, the stat sheet definitely indicates a score of, similar to 41-40 at the halftime break, as the numbers are so similar. We welcome Mike Olson back into the halftime break as we break this thing down and just talking about how similar the numbers are. You look at them, and Colorado Mesa has a few more free throws, but they've made the same number of 3-point shots. Rebounds are almost identical, and no wonder it's only 41-40 at the break.
That's right, and you look, it's been very well balanced. Both teams doing a very good job of making adjustments. There's been some key adjustments, and a lot of those adjustments on the defensive end and how each team is defending the ball screens. But very well coached first half. You've seen both coaches really stepping up and making some good adjustments. And you look at the starters. We talked about how important the bench is. You look at the starters and what the starters have been able to do as far as production-wise. All 10 players have been phenomenal.
Yeah, and the bench points that we kind of speculated who would it be. How about the first half for Dub Price? 3 of 4, 1 of 1 from downtown. 2 rebounds. Only played 12 minutes, but very good production there. Quincy did some nice things in that first half. Had some good looks. The lid was kind of on for Q. He only ended up 0 for 4, but maybe he'll kind of flip and flip that switch and get it going in half number 2. You're going to need some more production from that bench in the second half in a tight game. That's always useful.
And when you look at the shooting percentages, Dixie State shooting 60% from the three-point line, going 3 for 5. They're both teams shooting a high percentage. Colorado Mesa shooting 50%, 3 for 6, 54% from the field. So a lot of those being Connor Nichols, 5 for 8, 2 for 2, and 8 for 12. So been a very good shooting first half by both teams.
Dixie State a 41-40 lead at the half, and I think I just witnessed the most extreme game of musical chairs that I've ever seen. That's Mikey.
That's Mikey.
From the B.
Yeah, one of our sister stations here at Cherry Creek. Mikey, the missus, B92.1, and what was it, Get Your B in the Seat. And the girl that won it was literally hanging on the chair, like laying on the court. I hope the court didn't get cut up at all.
Well, to be honest, I was worried about her fingers, because with these chairs that you sit on the bench, if you get your finger in the wrong spot, man, that thing might get hurt. That was extreme. Dixie State a 41-40 lead. Julian Decree, and we probably talked about him throughout the game a lot, but we got to bring him up. Spark plug for this team tonight. 13 points, 5 rebounds in 15 minutes of play. Zach Frampton's also in double figures as he hit that big shot just before the break. Matt Conway with 7. Dub Price with 7. Quincy Matthews was 0 for 4 in the first half. Had some good looks. Was not able to get them to go down. But Dub Price off of the bench for Dixie State as they score only 8 bench points. So looking for the bench to be a little bit more productive in the second half.
It's got to. That was one of the keys of the game that we mentioned, that whose bench is going to step up. Well, if you're Colorado Mesa, you really don't need your bench if Connor Nichols is going to score 20 points the first half. But Dixie, they need some of that energy to come off the bench. They need some of that scoring production and some of that defensive output to come in and give them a shot of energy here in the second half.
Trailblazers lead it 41-40 at the halftime break. Let's step away. Another 2-minute timeout. We come back. We'll give you some scores from around the conference and wrap it all up as we get you set for the second half of play. 2-minute timeout and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this.
I need a one dance.
And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden T holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Okay, we are inviting you to join us for Talking Point Live.
Coming to you, not necessarily live, but tape delayed on the Community Education Channel at 9:30, 12:30, and 4:30 daily, from what I understand. But you can also pick it up on our Facebook page at facebook.com/talkingpointlive.
And respond to us, right?
Please,
on
let
Facebook.
us know, because it's important to understand not only how our conversation is going, but maybe how is it affecting you at home as well. All right, Eric Young,
Jennifer Kohler.
Talking Point Live. We'll see you.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State leading at 41-40 at the half. It is the InfoWest halftime report. Time now to take a look around the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, let you know what's going on inside the conference. Ton of games. When you got 16 teams in the conference, I mean, you're looking at 8 games every single night. We try to get you some scores from around the conference and give you one. New Mexico Highlands taking on Black Hill State. That's a very important game. Those two teams just above Dixie State in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and Black Hill State a 66-65 victory over New Mexico Highlands. So as we go back and take a look at the standings coming into tonight, they were both 11-5. Black Hill State will move up to 12-5. New Mexico Highlands will fall to 11-6. Should the Trailblazers win tonight, they can move into that tie for 4th place with New Mexico Highlands. So we keep an eye on that throughout the night. The Trailblazers have that opportunity to be able to do that. Let's revisit our keys to the game, our Mountain America keys to the game. Maybe kind of grade those out a little bit and see how Dixie State needs to do with those in the second half. Dev,
well,
let's do it.
The number one thing was rebounding that Juddy talked to me a little bit about. 14-13, one more for the Trailblazers. Pretty even, though. Transition offense, Juddy said, I really do want the guys to get out and push, and I think, you look at the points off turnovers, you look at the fast break points, not as much there, but I think they've tried to. Both teams have been really good getting back in transition defense.
Absolutely. I think it's been a fast-paced game. Both teams have made that adjustment. A couple of things that I'm looking at is you've got to hold them under 80 points. Defensively, Dixie's really got to come out and not let them hit that 80 mark. If they can keep them somewhere in the low 70s, even under 70 would be great. They've got to do something to disrupt their scoring output, shooting 54% from the field and 50% from the three-point line.
Number one thing is you got to stop Nichols.
That's right.
I mean, Coach Winters told me, hey, we got to limit Nichols and Nuno. They did a good job on Nuno, 1 of 3 from the field, 2 points. But already at his season average in the first half for Nichols. And credit to him. I mean, he made some tough shots. He got a couple deep threes to fall, which got him going early. But Dixie State's got to make it a little bit harder for Nichols. He can't have 20 more in the second half, or the Trailblazers might be in trouble.
That's right. Yeah, they'd definitely be in trouble. Remember, he left 4 points sitting at the free throw line.
Yeah. The other thing I thought was going to be important was the turnovers. And Dixie State pretty good in the turnover department. Just 8-11 for the Mavericks. So 3-point differential there in the turnover department.
41-40 Dixie State. The 1-point lead here at the halftime break. Let's take one final 60-second timeout. We come back with the second half on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. Dixie State 41, Colorado Mesa 40, back after this 60-second timeout.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
There is a place where young and old make connections, where kids feel like grown-ups, and grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast, where wonder is universal, and laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
"20 minutes up on the second half clock. 41-40 Dixie State lead. Both teams put their original starters back out on the floor. They flip sides. Trailblazers now moving left to right across your radio dial. We see it, you hear it. Mavericks with the first possession of the second half. Here's Nuno to Walters. Walters swinging to Hoffer. Hoffer to Nichols. Fake the three in the left corner. Now puts the ball on the floor. Drives inside, stripped out of his hands by Andre Wilson. Ball tapped around. Andre comes down with it. Andre over to Jack Pagenkopf. Dixie State has it. Pagenkopf to the bucket. Lays it in. 43-40. Dixie State a 3-point lead.
Looks like the first adjustment is paying off for Coach Judkins. Started the game man-to-man. Came out the second half 2-3 zone. And you saw that first possession force Nichols to put it on the floor into some help.
Dubot's backdoor pass inside to Hoffer, and his shot is rejected by Matt Conway. Colorado Mesa will maintain possession with 17 to shoot.
Good start. In 45 seconds worth of play, that's a great start for Dixie State.
Nichols going to throw it off the back of Andre Wilson, catches and scores. Andre Wilson was not even close to expecting that. He catches and scores.
Heads up play.
What are you going to do?
That trick
heads
never
up
gets
play.
old, does it?
No. We talked about it in the first half. Nichols finds way to score. Wilson to try to answer, lays it up, no. Couldn't get it to go, he's a little slow to get up. Meanwhile, Nichols races it up the floor the other way. To Hoffer, 3-ball straight away. Too strong, bounces right back to him, gets his own rebound. Leaves for Walters, he'll try a 3 straight away. Rims out, Conway the rebound.
We were fortunate for Dixie State. They were playing 5-on-4 for a long time, and it was Wilson's man that had the first look at the 3, just didn't hit it.
Wilson, right corner, holding. Top of the key, Pagenkopf. Now to Conway. Frampton, left wing. Looking into Conway, nothing there, instead to Decree. Decree to Pagenkopf, splits a couple of defenders, hangs and hits, finger roll in the lane. That was nearly stripped away. He maintained possession, laid it in on the run, 45-42.
Looked like George Gervin with that finger roll.
18:05 to go, Dixie State a 3-point advantage. Whip it inside of Walters, gets away from Wilson, and he'll catch and score.
Yeah, a couple of little breakdowns there by Wilson. Duddy's going to get Q off the bench.
They switched back to a man-to-man, and Wilson didn't hear the call or something. Lost his man, thought he was still in his zone.
Wilson drives inside, leans, and can't quite score. It popped out. It was in, popped out. Here come the Mavericks.
I think Wilson's hurting a little bit from that spill he took.
Pagenkopf going to pick up a foul.
After Wilson missed that, I think he was grimacing there, guys. I think maybe he got a little shook. Look at him coming off the court. Yeah, he's... Yeah, Juddy had a little something for him as he comes off.
It's interesting. Both teams came out playing a 2-3 zone. Dixie State's gone to him, back to a man-to-man, but that's been the first adjustment.
Nuno to Walters, drives the base, and he throws it up and over the top of Hoffer into the scorer's table.
I don't know if
turnover.
David Foster, one of the assistant coaches, would have caught that pass, and he's 7-2.
Dixie State will take it. Trailblazers trying to build on a 1-point lead. Still, neither team is led by more than 4. Frampton, baseline left side, avoids the defender. Swinging to Pagenkopf, fakes a pass, 3 ball, too strong. Quincy Matthews, offensive rebound. Back out to Pagenkopf, Trailblazers reset.
Smart there by Q, don't force it. Reset.
Pagenkopf to Conway, he'll jump a 3. No, ball tapped around, Walters the rebound for CMU. To Hoffer, CMU gonna push it up the floor. Hoffer thought about driving inside, instead kicks it to Walters, touch pass to Nuno, right wing. Nuno bounces to Nichols, catches, leans into Dupree, misses the shot. Dixie State the rebound. Frampton behind the back dribble twice. In transition, leaves for Pagenkopf. Pagenkopf back to Frampton. Frampton bouncing into Conway, gets away from his defender, and he missed the layup. Then grabs his own rebound, leans inside, he'll get fouled, 2 free throws coming.
Well, should have made it. But you love the fact that Conway stayed with the play, went and got it. What a great pass by Frampton to set that whole thing up too, guys.
Great pass. You know, Mesa switching back to a man-to-man, Dixie going back to a play that they knew they could score in. You see Conway doing a great job getting position just above the block, holding off the defender. Great entry pass, and then just going after that rebound.
If you're Conway, not much more you could have done on the layup. Did everything you needed to do. Ball wouldn't stay down. Gets his own rebound, though. Makes sure he has the opportunity. Makes the first free throw. 2-point Dixie State lead, 16:31 to go.
Conway's got 8 now, 2 of 5 from the floor, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block as well. So very productive game so far for Matt Conway.
Conway bends the knees. Second free throw, pushed it too far. Ball is tapped around. Hoffer comes down with it around the 3-point line area. And he'll walk it across for CMU. 46-44, DSU lead. Hoffer fakes the pass, drives inside, throws up a shot, can't get it to go. Dixie State the rebound. Here comes Pagenkopf. Pagenkopf, right elbow jumper in transition, and he hits it. Jack Pagenkopf on a different level here in the second half. He's feeling something a little different.
Yeah, I wonder if Juddy challenged him a little bit, Mike.
Yeah, well, watching his eyes coming down right there, he looked 3 different guys off. And then, so he knew he was going to go to that pull-up jumper.
Inside to Nichols, shot rejected by Julian Dupree. CMU has it back into Nichols as he's fouled by Quincy Matthews.
Julian's reaction was priceless. I don't know if he thought he got called for a foul, but watch him on the replay for our television audience. Oh, I guess his leg got caught up on top. I thought he was doing some little high karate kick or something like hi-ya. It was just hung up. Never mind.
Well, that's his second block of the game, and that moves Julian from 10th all-time. Passes Ryan Sanchez at 9, and now currently tied with Marcus Bradley in 8th position in the all-time career blocks in Dixie State history.
That's all right. Ryan Sanchez was a scorer. He wasn't a shot blocker anyway. He won't mind.
We see it one more time. Julian Dupree says, not in my house. 15:54 to go. Dixie State a 48-44 lead. Let's take a 30, just a 30-second timeout. Come right back to the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the Trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
$15:54 to go. Dixie State a 48-44 lead. CMU with possession out of the timeout after the foul against Quincy Matthews. A lob in, back to Walters. Walters to Dubats, backing in on Quincy. Gets to the lane, right hand hook shot, good. High degree of difficulty, makes it look easy. 48-46, Dixie State the 2-point lead. 15:38 to go.
Dubot's now 2 for 3. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities to score, but when he's had them, he's made the most of it.
Dupree fakes the handoff, drives inside, runs over Nichols. Offensive foul. He made the layup, but Nichols is going to draw the offensive foul.
You know, not very often do you see a big man like that come off of a ball screen. You see Julian fake that ball screen handoff and keep it. Not very often do you see that happen, but you know, Nichols doing his job and trying to do it, get in front of Julian to take the charge.
That's Ducree's third. Doug Price up off the bench. Hope Julian can play smart here, not pick up number 4 before getting out of this one.
Yeah.
Walters, right wing.
If I'm the Mavericks, I'm going down to attack Julian Dupree to see if I can't pick up number 4 on him.
Walters to Hoffer. To Nichols. Shot blocked. There's a three-pointer. Pagankoff the block. Ahead to Quincy. Quincy has it stripped by Hoffer. And Hoffer's going to get called for a foul. He can't believe it. I might agree with him, actually.
You know, that was pretty clean strip. Q's got to elevate that ball away as he's from the strip attempt and then bring it back inside to where he can, you know, finish up high. Fortunate there. And then Quincy didn't do anything wrong in that situation, but it was a good defensive play.
2 free throws for Quincy Matthews. See the block by Pagankoff.
Yeah, that's what started it.
Yep. Brampton ahead to Q. I got him on the arm.
Did he?
It looked like it.
His reaction.
Right on top of the hand. Yeah.
His reaction when you didn't touch him.
I think he got him right on the top. Quincy makes both free throws and a 4-point lead again. 50-46. Dixie State get a stop and buck that 4-point lead trend. Hoffer to Nichols, left wing. Puts the ball on the floor. It's to Nuno. Nuno to Hoffer. Looking left, driving left. Back to Nichols, 10 to shoot. Skip pass into the corner. Walters catch and shoot 3 left corner. No. Jack Pagankoff the rebound. Trailblazers can take a game-high lead here. Inside Conway, catching, scoring. 6-point lead for Dixie State. 52-46.
What a helper. That was a sick little bounce pass, almost a little no-look. Beautifully executed in transition.
Hoffer to Nichols, driving inside, hangs, fouled by Conway. So crafty once he gets up.
Yeah, it's always useful when your point guard grabs the rebound because he can go ahead and dictate the pace and really create.
Yeah, neither team has been able to go on a run. You know, you see a lot of answer back and forth. Dixie coming out, they switched their defense one time. They went to a 2-3 zone, were successful. They came back, stayed in it. Nichols made them pay. Dixie can't find a way to put 2 or 3 stops together.
Nichols misses the free throw.
Well, I would have probably too with the curtain, the distraction going down there. You know, like a guy in a tutu dancing around. They're pretty distracting. Got my attention.
Dixie State foul trouble situation. Julian Dupree 3 fouls. Matt Conway 3 fouls.
Quincy. No,
Quincy with 3 fouls.
Yeah, Quincy's got 3.
So 3.
Probably going to have to see Cameron Chatwin with some minutes here in the second. Nichols, second free throw, missed them both. Conway the rebound, hands off to Pagankoff.
Student body section taking credit for that one.
Yep, rightfully so.
And Dixie State extend the lead, 52-46. Pagankoff deep 2, no. Dub Price offensive rebound, put back, yes! Dub Price with 9.
I thought maybe Jack got hit in the eye there on that, but they didn't call the foul. What a great job by Dub Price tonight. He's been everywhere, active on both ends of the floor.
Nuno has it stripped away by Pagankoff. He thought he had it cleanly. Whistle and a foul goes against Jack. 54-46, Dixie State an 8-point lead, 13:43 to play, and that's the third foul against Pagankoff.
You know, pregame we talked about players getting in foul trouble and bench guys coming in, stepping up, and this is where we're going to need them. You know, for Dixie State to put some runs together, they're going to need the bench.
Into Nuno. Jason Youngblood up off the bench. He'll check in next whistle. And Nuno going to knock in a deep 3 from the right wing. 54-49, lead trimmed to 6.
Nuno's now got
5.
10 points in the night. 2 of 5 from downtown.
Miller, top of the key to Pagankoff. 54-49, Jack angling left, driving left, stops, spins, misses. Matt Conway offensive rebound, scores the putback. 56-49, Dixie State on top by 7. 12 points for Conway. Nichols drives inside, leaves it short. He gets his own rebound, follows, no. And Wade Miller the rebound. Wade and Quincy kind of fighting over the rebound. Finally, Quincy lets go of it. Here comes Pagankoff to Quincy. Right corner. Now back to Pagankoff, 18 to shoot. Dixie State bench players standing up at the end of the bench told to sit down. They do so. Price hands off to Wade Miller, 10 to shoot. Wade driving the inline, reverse from right to left, no. Matt Conway coming up with a rebound. No, he's gonna pick up the foul. His fourth.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted to see there. Conway doesn't believe it. Thought he had every right to that ball. Was it still loose? What did you see there?
Well,
Mike?
he had clay around the arm.
Yeah,
he did. I mean, a lot of contact down there. It wasn't. I don't know. To me, you let that go. I mean, the ball. He hadn't secured the rebound, but.
Here's Nudo. CMU with possession, trailing by 7. Nudo just hit a 3. Will he take one here? No. Drive inside, spinning, floater, short, ball tapped. Dub Price grabs it. Ahead to Youngblood. Dason Youngblood in transition, hesitating, brings it out to Dub. Dub's gonna take a timeout.
Yeah, I don't think they could risk getting the fourth foul or fifth foul on Conway there.
They had to get him out.
Julian back in the game. I think that's what that timeout was all about.
Well, they were watching the clock with 12:08 to go, knowing that they've got a media coming up.
Yep,
They were trying to debate, do we risk it or not, and decided to pull the trigger on the timeout and save Conway.
First coaches call timeout of the second half. 12:08 remaining. We take the 60-second timeout and come right back. 56-49 back after a minute on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. .1208 to play. Dixie State a 7-point advantage at 56-49. Trailblazers will have possession. After the timeout, they get Conway out of there with 4 fouls. On the floor for Dixie State, Wade Miller, Quincy Matthews, Dupree, Price, and Youngblood. Quincy holding, looking into Dupree, nothing there. Let's swing it to Youngblood. Around to Dub Price. Wade Miller with 14 to shoot on the wing, left side. To Dub Price, nearly had it taken away. Dub got whacked in the face, no whistle. To Quincy, loses, regains with 6. Driving inside with 5, loses with 4. It's loose, Youngblood with 2, 1, no. Dupree offensive rebound. And a foul gonna go against Colorado Mesa.
Big rebound there by Julian Dupree. That shot clock running down, him securing that rebound, big.
That brings us now to the under 12, the official media timeout. 11:44 to go. Dixie State 56-49 lead. Another 60-second timeout and right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. 11:44 to go. Dixie State a 56-49 lead. Want to give another shout out to our friends in Grand Junction, listening in on KTMM 1340 AM, The Team. Appreciate you tuning in and making us part of your night.
Yeah, Nichols with 22 leads all scores, 10 for Nudo. And pretty balanced for Dixie State. Julian Decree with 13, Conway has 12, but 4 fouls. Frampton 10, and Pagenkopf has 9.
Decree catches, stripped away by Nuno. CMU the steal. Nuno in transition, lays it up with the left and in. The steal and the bucket in transition. 56-51, Dixie State by 5.
Smooth bucket too with that offhand.
Just 4 for Nuno. Will that get him going? Quincy to Wade Miller. Wade back to Q, left wing, 17 to shoot. To Dub, quickly inside. Decree tapped away, but Youngblood chases it down. Wade Miller, right wing 3, too strong. Man, that looked good. Would not fall down. Wade's first 3-point attempt of the night. Would not stay down. Nuno driving inside. Floats. No. Decree the rebound. Here comes Dixie State the other way. Decree rebound number 7. Nearing a double-double with 13 points already. 10:44 remaining. Trailblazers lead by 5. Miller left wing. Puts the ball on the floor. Now to Quincy. Quincy handoff to Dub Price. Dub to the left. Stops. Takes it deep 2 straight away. Rims out. Rebound to CMU. Dubats grabbed it.
Not the possession you're looking for with the shot clock running down.
Looked like he could have used Decree's screen there. Instead, he shot behind the screen.
Nichols for 3 left corner. Looked good. Rimmed out. Trailblazers the rebound. Here comes Youngblood. Youngblood swings it to Quincy Matthews, right wing. Excuse me, on the left wing. My bad. Top of the key, Decree. To Youngblood. He's on the right wing. Top of the key, Wade Miller. Lowers the head, drives inside. He's fouled. 2 free throws coming. And now Quincy and Nichols getting into a little, not really a shoving match. Made a little contact. Coach Winters jumped off the bench and yelled at him immediately to tell him to get away.
I bet this sub right here is going to be switched to Quincy, get Quincy out. As a coach, you know, Q's telling him, hey, I'm okay, but you just can't risk it. You know, temper start going right there. You've got to get him out, let him calm down just a little bit. This game's too important to do something stupid.
Nichols and Matthews were just kind of fighting for the loose ball. I didn't see exactly what happened, but certainly maybe something was said and Quincy kind of reacted there. Didn't get it technical or anything, but they were, see if we can take a look. Yeah, they're boxing out. He's wrapping Q, and then he kind of swats past his face, and maybe he thought he was spiking it at him there, and then Quincy kind of gives him a little friendly shove. I don't know if it's too friendly.
Wade Miller makes both free throws. Trailblazers back on top by 7, 58-51.
I think a good move to get Pagenkopf back in the game, guys, because the offense looked a little disoriented. Like, who's going to take the shot in the last 2 sets for Dixie State?
Whistle and a foul on the other end. It's Pagenkopf. Picks up the foul immediately, his 4th. And it's 1-1. 17th foul against Dixie State.
You know, the pace for Dixie, giving up 10 points the second half so far. Was it 10? What was the halftime score?
41-40. Front into the 1-1 miss. Decree the rebound.
Yeah, normally a good foul, but not when Pagenkopf picks up 4.
Yeah.
You don't want to
No.
You know, he just went back out there, and now he's probably going to have to come back out as Wilson set the check back in.
Dub Price handing off to Wade Miller. Wade. Touch pass. Pagenkopf for 3. No. Dub tipping it around. Nuno comes down with it.
Good look. Just a little flat, I think, out of the hand of Pagenkopf.
Nuno hesitates, driving inside, loses it, tipped away. Dub Price has it. Price one-on-one with Nuno. Driving inside, reversing left to right, missed it. And a late whistle going to come in. And the foul going to go against Colorado Mesa.
Yeah.
Yes, Spivey.
Pagenkopf kind of took a little elbow, I think, or just a little push off on the rebound attempt. You see him slip in from the bottom, and he kind of throws a forearm shiver up high on Pagenkopf.
58-51. Pagenkopf on the off the floor. Excuse me. Frampton back into the ball game. Andre Wilson checked in as well.
Quincy back in too, so
and
some
Quincy.
wholesale substitutions there. But smart by Juddy. Get Q out, get him calmed down, get him right back out there.
Quincy holding right wing.
That's illegal.
Offensive foul against Dub Price. Moving on the screen.
You know, a lot of that's Quincy's fault. You know, if Quincy just would have waited, Dub was trying to get in position to set the screen, and Quincy went just a little bit early, and Dub was trying to get there, but Quincy started a little bit too urgent coming off that screen.
Dub's second 18 foul against Dixie State. Colorado Mesa with 5 team fouls, still has 1 to give before the Trailblazers into the bonus. There's Nuno lobbing inside. Nichols catches, no, alley-oop play, couldn't get it to go, and it's going to be off of Dixie State and out of bounds.
Shot clock should stay the same right there at 12.
Shot clock will stay at 12. And that's Dubats that was down trying to fight for that rebound.
Certainly cooled off in the second half. 26% in the second half from the field for the Mavericks and 31% for the Trailblazers compared to 48 and 54 respectively in half number 1.
Here's Nuno kicking it to Spivey. Pump fake, drives inside. Right elbow jumper misses. Quincy Matthews the rebound. Dixie State a 7-point lead. You feel like if they put a little run together, create some separation. Quincy to Dub. 3 straight away off the left side. Not the shot you're looking for.
Not that early in the shot clock.
Nuno leaving inside for Dubat. And a late whistle will ring out, and that will send the Mavericks to the free throw line. Dupree going to pick up the foul, his 4th.
Man, I didn't see a lot there, guys. I thought Julian gave ground, went up straight up in the air. Really late whistle. A little bit of a bailout for Dubats, in my estimation.
Well, that's a huge foul. Julian picking up his 4th with 8 minutes to go.
First free throw is up and good for Dubats.
Let's take a look for our television audience. The pass was behind him. Julian, does he go straight up, give ground there, or am I crazy?
No.
That's not a foul. It's a bad call.
You can call that every possession if you wanted.
Second free throw, no good. Dixie State now with 3 players with 4 fouls. Colorado Mesa has 1 with 4, and that's Clay, a reserve player.
Well, Juddy asking for a foul out top now. If you're going to call one down low on my big man when he doesn't even touch him, and I guess he's got a pretty good point. No foul called, though. Hey, he's getting heated in the Burns.
7:55 to go. Dixie State 58, Colorado Mesa 52. Radio, 60-second timeout. TV over to Kylie Young for a report. Back in a minute.
Asking his team for a little more quicker ball movement earlier in the shot clock. These last few possessions, he's been a little bit happier with that. We'll see if they can continue that going on in the rest of this one. Nice speed move.
$7:55 to go, the home stretch. Dixie State a 6-point lead, 58-52. Julian Decree with 4 fouls, Jack Pagankoff with 4 fouls, Matt Conway with 4 fouls.
And nobody with more than 4 except for Clay.
Clay.
Clay's the only one in foul trouble.
Here in the second, 9 team fouls called against Dixie State, 5 against Colorado Mesa. Wilson driving inside, off the window, a little bit of contact. The late whistle rings out. And that'll be Nuno picking up the foul, his 3rd. No, that's his 4th. Nuno with 4.
Wilson's acting a little gimpy, isn't he? He was kind of stretching, looked like rolling that ankle around. Obviously tough kid playing through it. He kind of was grimacing back in the first half when he spilled underneath the basket as the first free throw goes in. Maybe knees bumped there or something.
Wilson makes the first free throw. Dixie State going small here. Dub Price playing the 5. Wade Miller's back there, Andre Wilson, Quincy Matthews, and Zach Frampton. Your 5 on the floor right now.
And Quincy's got to be careful because he has 3, and they need him not to pick up number 4 here. And Juddy doing a little offense for defense with Julian Decree, I think probably smart. Still a long way to go, but never too early to keep your big man in this game.
8-point lead for Dixie State. Nudo has it stripped away right into the hands of Nichols, who scores it. Right place, right time for Nichols.
Yeah,
60-54.
Only his 4th points of the second half. He's got 24, but 20 of those came in the first half. So they've done a much better job on Nichols thus far in half number 2.
Doug Price drives inside, off the window, no. Grabs, trying to get his own rebound, and he's fouled.
And when you look at this lineup for Dixie, I think Coach Judkins is very confident with these 5 guys running their motion offense. All 5 of them move extremely well without the ball. They're very good at reading screens, very good at attacking the basket. They're doing a lot of motion. So I think this substitution scheme right here to go with this 5 is all offensive base. You see that last possession, it would help to have Julian Ducree in there to get the rebound. That's what you sacrifice when you go with a smaller lineup.
Doug Price misses the front end of the 1-and-1 off, and the rebound goes to CMU. 7:12 to play, 60-54. Dixie State a 6-point lead. Spivey for 3 left corner, and it's good. Cuts the lead in half, 60-57. Dixie State on top.
They were just 1 of 6 from downtown in the second half before Spivey hit that bucket from the corner. Dixie State's 0 for 6 in the second half from the 3-point line.
Wade driving inside, bouncing to Quincy Matthews. He traveled.
He lost the handle, though, and as he recollected, the official did call the travel, but it was deflected, I thought. Boo Birds are out.
Colorado Mesa the other way. I could listen to Coach Judkins all night long. Nudo for 3, left corner, good. We're tied at 60. Back-to-back threes. 6:30 to go. Conway, Pagankoff back up with 4 fouls each. Wilson is going to be fouled before the shot.
Too bad, too, because it hit the high off the back iron and then dropped through the net. Would have been the and one off.
It's kind of interesting. I think if you're going to call that foul, you almost, I mean, the foul came in the act of him beginning his shot motion, right? Let's watch.
No. A little pause.
Yep.
Little pause. Kind of collected himself.
He'll get the 1-and-1. That's right. That's what replay's for. NBA all day long. Yeah.
Haven't settled anything, though, between these two rivals in the RMAC, 60-60.
Wilson makes the first,
yeah,
61-60.
Yep. Just his 3rd point of the night.
Clay checks back in for Colorado Mesa. So you've got, between the two teams, 3 players with 4 fouls on the floor. Ducree still on the bench for Dixie State. Hoffer has 3 for Colorado Mesa, so he's right there on the fringe as well.
Tell you what, with the fouls mounting, Dixie State 19 fouls, 8 for CMU. Foul shooting down the stretch is going to be pivotal.
Wilson makes both free throws, 62-60.
Oh.
Clay inside, he'll lay it up and in. Game tied at 62, 6:10 to go.
Unselfish. Both these teams are playing unselfish basketball tonight.
Pagankoff swinging around the left side to Wilson. Wilson guarded by Nudo. Drives to the baseline and loses it. Turnover.
I'm telling you, Wilson not feeling right, guys.
No,
I think he's taking a couple bumps and bruises tonight.
Well, Clay started falling to draw the charge before Wilson was even there. And an offensive foul the other way. It's Clay. He's gone. That's 5 fouls.
Interesting that got the benefit of a no call, and Wilson lost the ball. The other end doesn't get the benefit of the call, and that's number 5. He's setting a pick. Is he moving there, Ole, or is he set? I couldn't tell.
Well, you know, I'm looking at that switch, and I'm not going to say it.
Back in play we go.
That's your job. You're a commentator.
Conway catches, scores inside. Conway with 14. Dixie State by 2, 64-62. 5:30 to go. Strap on your seatbelts. We got a good one here.
Yeah, good to have Conway back out there. Had to sit for those extended minutes with the foul situation. They need his offense, though.
Spivey to Nichols. Pops a 3. Left corner. No. Pagankoff gets the rebound. Juddy wants him to push. Jack, stop and pop for the free throw line. It's good. 66-62, 5:10 remaining.
I love it when your point guard can stop and hit that mid-range jumper. And he got to keep doing that because he can't risk going in and getting an offensive foul and trying to take it all the way in.
Jack Pagenkopf is steal, and he's shoved into the corner, and a technical foul. Did they just call a technical foul?
Looked like it.
I think they did.
But did
Pagenkopf got the rebound.
Did they?
And then he was pushed out of bounds intentionally by Dubats, and an extra whistle rang out, and a technical foul. And in fact, that may be 5 fouls then, because he had 3. It's a
Yes.
common foul and a technical foul. That's 2 fouls. He should be out, and he is.
Let's take a look here. Pagenkopf sneaky, risky, but then he gets a little, not an excessive push. Did he go say something?
Yeah,
I
he
think
did,
he
yeah.
said something.
He kind of followed him after.
Yeah, because the push itself was just a common foul.
Yes.
And then he said something, and now Coach DeGeorge from the Mavericks bench wants a timeout. I don't blame him. Let's settle the nerves.
Well, let's take it too then. It's going to be a full timeout. 5 minutes remaining. Dixie State 66, Colorado Mesa 62. 1 minute timeout. Back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Hey, I ordered a large veggie with garlic herb crust.
Veggie? I thought you were more of a meat eater's man.
Oh, I am, but now I can do both. Look, flavor patch.
How does that work? What happens when that's gone?
I've got Howie bread strapped to my legs.
Flavor fanatics love us because we make our dough fresh daily and have meal deals for any budget.
Hungry?
Howie's! Flavor fanatics welcome.
From surgical suites to patient rooms to conference rooms. In scrubs, suits, or sneakers. With stethoscopes, computer code, or mops. We are all caregivers. Intermountain Healthcare. Healing for life.
(66-62). Dixie State a 4-point lead with 5 minutes remaining. Matt Conway going to shoot the technical free throws.
Just a mistake there by Dubats. He didn't need to say anything. Kind of like Chatwin when he clapped earlier in the first half, got a technical for the Trailblazers. Just, I know it's an emotional game. I know, I like players that play hard, and sometimes though, you got to keep that emotion in check.
Is there any chance that if Chatwin hadn't been rung up for a technical in the first half, that maybe that is let go there as well?
No, I think as soon as he took a few steps to the player on
Toward
the
him,
ground,
yeah,
it's automatic.
True. So there's a technical free throws. Conway goes 1 of 2.
Yeah, we don't know what was said. Maybe the official heard.
Yeah, true.
Heard something that just was. It was quick tee. Like he heard something that he didn't like.
Referees are saying it's 1 and 1, but it does say 10.
Pagenkopf saying, hey, either way, I'm going to be shooting 2. Let's just move on. Let's
So you had the common foul. I think that's the question they're asking. There's the common foul that would have been team foul number 9, and then there's the technical foul that counted the team foul as well. It does.
Correct.
Because it's a personal foul.
But if I'm
So
Coach
two free throws.
George, I'm going to ask the question.
Certainly. Pagenkopf makes the first, like you said, Mike. He said, I'm shooting 2 either way.
Well, and sometimes that's strategic. If you're the opposing coach and you can get the referee to talk to you and let the free throw shooter just stand there and look at the basket for a while, that helps.
Pagenkopf takes his time. He missed it. It looked like someone may have stepped in early. Nothing doing, though. 68-62. Dixie State a 6-point lead again. Here's Nichols. Drives inside. No. Conway the rebound. Pagenkopf across the timeline. Trailblazers can take their time here, right?
Yes, definitely use some clock.
He'll bounce into Dub Price. Splits 2 defenders. Misses the layup. Gets his own rebound. Scores the putback. That'll work, though.
Yeah. Great high percentage shot. That motion offense is still paying off for Dixie.
70-62. Dixie State an 8-point lead. 4:30 remaining. Here's Hoffer. Runner. No. Offensive rebound. Nichols. Is he going to get called for a push? Yes, he is. Pushed off on the rebound. And that will be just his second.
Yeah, good
So
call.
of all the guys you want to have a few fouls.
Yeah. You saw that
Just
forearm
his-
right in the
yep.
back of Andre's, right between his shoulders and his neck.
Yeah, interesting. Walters actually turned the corner. Nothing. He had open court going to the basket. Maybe should have tried to use the bank. I don't know. He tried to float it from that baseline and just airballed it, and then you could compound the miss with that foul on Nichols.
You know, looking at the free throws, we're shooting 73% tonight. It's a good thing we're not shooting 21% that we
Like
shot
last
last
night.
night.
Second free throw, no. We jinxed it.
Oh, too soon.
71-62, Dixie State a 9-point lead. 4:18 remaining. Hoffer inside to Nuno, gets a defender off his feet with a pump fake and scores. 71-64, Dixie State lead is 7. 4:08 remaining, approaching the under 4 media timeout.
Most underrated move is the pump shot. I don't know why they don't pump fake more. Worked perfectly.
Wilson fouled inside, and if it's against Nuno, that's his 5th.
Foul situation is definitely a problem for both sides. More so for Mason now, with 3 guys already done for the evening. Still Pagankoff, Conway, decree of managed not to foul out. They all have 4.
Here we go, under 4 media timeout, 3:59 to go. Dixie State leading 71-64. Radio, 1-minute timeout. TV, Kylie Young, sideline report. Back after this.
Well, it's Coach Judkins being the cheerleader on the bench right now. He turns to his team, gets them chanting defense, and on the last several possessions, it's taken them on a 9-2 run. It's gotten the bench into the game chanting, it's gotten the crowd going to the game chanting defense, and really it's given them their largest lead now.
.359 to go. Dixie State leading 71-64. Just as we were going to break, technical foul assessed. We're going to see it right here. To head coach of the Colorado Mesa Mavericks, Mike DeGeorge, had some words for the officials. Got rung up with a technical foul. So a couple of free throws coming. Again, technical free throws coming, and then there was
a lot of whistles tonight.
Yeah.
And a lot of whistles, and both coaches, both sidelines fighting for their guys. Don't like those calls in that situation. The flow is kind of slowed down because of the amount of whistles here in the second half. But it was he was actually talking to the other ref, but the closer ref kind of almost went to the defense of his partner there and said, "Okay, that's enough, coach. Got to get it under control."
Wade Miller just missed his first free throw of the season.
Yeah.
Splits the technical free throws. Dixie State's up by 8. And
third.
now Andre Wilson for 2 here. Go ahead.
They've been 1 for 2 with the last 3 or 4 shooters, free throw line.
Wilson will make the free throw. Trailblazers now 24 of 34 from the free throw line. 70%. One more free throw coming. Dixie State has now attempted 20 free throws here in the second half. Wilson will make both here. Frampton checks in. Wade Miller going to check out. First time either side is led by double digits. 74-64, Dixie State on top by 10, just under 4 remaining. Hoffer to Nudo. Nudo driving inside, runner off the window and in. That's not an easy shot, he gets it to go. 74-66, Trailblazers lead by 8, 3:40 remaining.
Be good at geometry to get that bank off the window, great shot.
Doug Price to Pagankoff, left wing. Pagankoff to Wilson. Wilson to Conway. Conway to Pagankoff. On the right side, leaves his feet, dumps it to Conway, and he's fouled on the way to the basket. Pagenkopf's lucky he found Conway in there because he left his feet, and there was nobody there. You kind of see his eyes open wide, like, what am I going to do with this? All right, there's Matt. Boom.
He only had one option, and somehow he got it to where he needed it to go.
Conway for a couple of free throws. First one, good. 75-66, Dixie State leads by 9, 3:21 remaining. Bends the knees, gets set for the second one, and it's good. Dixie State by 10, Trailblazers on the night. 26 of 36 from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line, make that 27 of 37. Nudo left alone, fires a three, in and out. Pagenkopf the rebound, and he's fouled. And did he? Okay, he's okay. Yeah, looked like he may have hurt something on the way down. He seems to be okay.
And you really don't want to foul on that rebound and give Dixie State and Pagenkopf free throws, but I mean, right there, Nichols is just trying to go get a position to get a rebound, not in trying to foul. I don't think he's trying to foul. It's just tough whistle against him again. There's been a lot of those tonight.
Pagenkopf, first free throw good. 77-66. Lead is 11.
And Nichols, again, only 4 points here in the second half. And he got a lot on dribble drives and around the rim and slashing. Hasn't had that opportunity in the second half. Dixie State's kind of taken that away a little bit.
Second free throw is short. Here comes CMU the other way. It's Walters driving inside. Tipped and taken away. It looked like it was tied up. Dove Price going to get called for a foul. They tumble and fall over each other afterward. And free throws coming for Colorado Mesa with 2:59 to go and a 77-66 Dixie State lead.
You know, Devin, at the 8-minute mark, you talked about how critical the free throws are going to be. We're seeing how it's paying off for Dixie. You know, they're going to the line, they're able to convert. If you're Mesa State, you want to score with the clock stopped.
Absolutely. And you look at these two teams, I mean, 39 attempts for Dixie State, 24 attempts for Colorado Mesa. A lot of free throws in the building.
Walters makes the first, second one on the way, and it's good. And Andre Wilson gonna get called for a foul, boxing out on Walters. Walters didn't appreciate it. He had a few choice words I don't think we can repeat on the radio.
Well, it started to get a little bit chippy. Did he sell it, or did he actually take a lot of contact there? If you know, all the officials seeing is him go spilling to the floor.
I'll tell you, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, Colorado Mesa was involved in a brawl against Black Hill State in Grand Junction. Punches were thrown, ejections were made. I'm not saying anything's going to happen here tonight, but things have gotten chippy in their games before. Walters misses the first, makes the second.
Well, there was certainly contact there
Skinner,
by Wilson. Yeah. I mean, he bumped him a little bit.
Well, you have a right to box out the shooter, though, right?
Yeah, I just don't think you can cross the line.
Gotcha.
Right, crossing that free throw line and making contact. I can certainly see what the refs were trying to do there.
And an offensive foul against Wilson as Dixie State set up the offense. And now that's 4 against Andre Wilson. 2:49 remaining.
Yeah, Wilson all of a sudden goes from not in foul trouble at all to one of the other.
Yeah.
Now you've got 4 Trailblazers with 4 fouls. Dub and Quincy both have 3 apiece.
Hoffer leaving for Nudo inside. Shot partially blocked by Andre Wilson. Gets his own rebound. Misses Conway the rebound. Conway just standing there with his arms up so he doesn't get called for 5. It's 5th foul. Trailblazers have it with 2:30 remaining and an 8-point lead. And Walters is going to foul Zach Frampton, going for the loose ball. And it should be free throws.
He called it out of bounds. He didn't call the foul.
Oh, he called the tip. He didn't call foul. All right. I'm going to see it again. I mean, there's clearly a foul, but
we play on.
We play on. 77-69. Instant replay is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Wilson.
6 on the shot clock.
Pagankoff with 5 on the shot clock. It'll be tipped out of bounds. No, it's still in bounds. Shot from the right side, no good. And then Wilson going to tap it out of bounds. 2:06 remaining, CMU with possession. And an 8-point Dixie State lead. I mean, only 2 minutes left, but this thing's not over yet.
No.
Trailblazers have got to be careful here. Hoffer.
Still early enough.
Drives inside to Nichols, right corner 3. No, Pagankoff the rebound.
Well,
Trailblazers with it.
That's a good look for Nichols. You almost expect that one to go in.
Dixie State going to take a timeout with 1:48 remaining. And Dixie State is 77-68 lead with just under 2 remaining. It's a 30-second timeout, so we keep it right here. Timeout's brought to you by Catering Concepts. Mike, you're pointing a few things out. What do you got going on up there?
You look at Nichols. He's played 38 minutes.
Played the entire, hasn't come off the floor.
Yeah, he's played the whole game, and you can see that wears on you. As much of an offensive load as he carries, some of those hard fouls and things, those 38 minutes, Dixie's really made him work, and I think his lack of production in the second half has to do with the fact that he's just played a lot. You can see him walking off the floor right there during that timeout. His body language wasn't good. It was different. There's a lot of frustration, and you can tell he's a little bit tired. He's a great player, great scorer, and even great players get tired.
And back-to-back this RMAC, Friday night, get on a 4-hour bus ride down to St. George from up there at Westminster, and I'm a big fan of a day of rest between games. Yes. That's how the RMAC conference schedules it. I guess maybe they want to miss less school.
Dub Price out of the timeout to Frampton inside Conway, working on Nichols. Both players with 4 fouls. Conway couldn't get it to go. CMU the rebound with 1:29 remaining. Outlet to Hoffer. Hoffer quickly across the timeline to the left elbow. Leaves for Nichols. Driving inside. He's fouled by Dub Price, and that's number 4 on Dub. Connor Nichols played played 28 minutes last night at Westminster. 21-point win, so they did have some time to rest him there. But he's played the entire night tonight.
Give Zach Frampton a lot of credits. He's played 31 minutes with 0 fouls.
Nichols misses the first free throw.
It's impressive. That's a stat of the night right there.
Yeah.
As many fouls have been called this game for Zach Frampton to go 31 minutes pressuring full court with 0 fouls.
Yeah, good observation. I agree completely.
Second free throw good. 77-70 with 1:20 remaining. Dixie State a 7-point lead with 1:15 remaining. Pagankoff to Frampton to Wilson, right wing. Andre putting the ball on the floor to Dub Price. Left elbow jumper, no. Rebound to Nudo. 1 minute remaining to Hoffer. Ahead to Nichols. 3 ball straight away. Good. It's a 4-point game and a timeout taken by Colorado Mesa. 55 seconds remaining. This thing is far from over.
He's been quiet. You don't want to get him going. You saw right there, as soon as he hit that shot, he looked over at the Dixie bench like, I'm not going anywhere, and I'm still here, and I can still score.
Connor Nichols, man, this kid is a player. He's set the tone early. He's got great dribble drive ability. He can finish in traffic, and then obviously showing you the range there with the triple from the corner.
55.6 seconds remaining in what felt somewhat comfortable a few minutes ago at 11-point lead. In fact, Dixie State hasn't scored since then. It was 77-66.
Yeah.
And it's been a 7-0 run for Colorado Mesa since then.
Well, you want to run clock.
And now you're on the edge of your seat a little bit.
You want to be patient, but you don't want to be so patient that you leave the door open for them to get back in it with a couple buckets in a row, and that's what's happened. You had Nichols now with 2 threes in the last 24 seconds.
Frampton gets it into Pagankoff. Full court pressure by CMU. Jack's got to get it over. Got 5 seconds to get it across. He will. Crossing over to the left. 46 on the game, 21 on the shot. Critical possession here. Conway, left elbow guarded by Nichols. Driving inside, offensive foul.
And that's 5.
And that's 5. He shrugs the shoulders, but I think it's the right call.
Yeah, and he probably could have took that little jumper. Like, once he hesitates, if he wants to pull up, he probably could, but...
I mean, he drops the shoulder, and he doesn't give himself any chance in the situation by dipping.
Well, if you look at that play again, everybody else just stopped. Matt Conway didn't have anything else to do. He caught the ball at the high post. His shot wasn't there, and then there was no movement going on around him. And so, you know, the scorer that he is, he feels like I've got to make a move. I've got to try to get to the hoop. It looked like that was designed to get Matt Conway in a position to try to score.
Into Hoffer, 33 ticks remaining, 26 on the shot clock. Nudo to Hoffer to Nichols. Nichols to Hoffer. They want 3 here. Nudo, left wing. No. Tapped around. Frampton the rebound. And he's fouled.
Huge rebound by Frampton. He wanted it.
Yeah, he tracked that thing like a heat-seeking missile. All the way across the floor. He pulls it down, and it's rebound for Zach Frampton.
It's 5 or 6.
Number 5.
By the way, Conway, 17 points tonight before fouled out. 10 rebounds,
double.
Yeah. For Matt Conway. Mr. Consistency.
That's right. I mean, that rebound was huge for Frampton, but you know he's a guy you love to see in this position.
Makes the free throw. And that's just who he is. Yep. You're looking for someone to dive on the floor, get you a ball, get a steal, get a rebound. Zach's your guy.
This was big to push it back up to 6.
Makes both free throws. 6-point lead, 19 seconds to go. Nichols to Walters. Driving inside. Throws it outside to Spivey. Stolen away. Dub Price trying to chase the loose ball down. He's got it with 9 seconds remaining. And he's fouled by Nichols. And that's his 5th foul.
Some huge plays here. You know, once they drove down baseline, there was really no wraparound pass available. Kind of just flung it, got deflected, and Dub was able to track it down all the way in the front court. And then heads-up play by Dub to just hold the ball, wait for the foul to come. Precious seconds tick off the clock.
7.3 seconds remaining. Dixie State 79-73 over Colorado Mesa. Price misses the first free throw.
Still a two possession game.
Dub's hustled tonight, though. He's brought the energy.
Makes the second free throw. 7-point lead, 80-73. Nudo, 3 straight away. No, Quincy the rebound. That'll do it. Clock hits triple zeros. Dixie State wins it 80-73. Trailblazers win the season series over Colorado Mesa. And the Trailblazers improved to 12-8 overall, 11-6 in RMAC play.
Their 8th straight. Nice streak going. Remember last year, that was 17 in a row. Hasn't quite got to that point, but they're building a nice little streak. They'll take it out on the road next week. And, you know, looking up and down the box score, really a total team effort tonight, Mike. A lot of guys did some nice things, and obviously huge win for them. And tip of the cap to Colorado Mesa. They brought the energy. This is going to be a tough one for them. They're going to have to fight back now. They're going to dip below Dixie State in the conference standings, but this is a team that's going to be in the conference tournament.
Absolutely.
Might not get a home game now, but they're going to be in the conference tournament, and they're going to be a tough out in the conference tournament.
I was going to say, it's a team you don't want to find in your schedule matched up in the tournament. Very good team, very offensively. You know, we talked about them scoring 83 points a game. We talk about 70, 30, 30, 40, 30 for Dixie, holding teams under 70 points. Very good job of keeping this team to 73.
TV, we're going to toss it over to Kylie Young, post-game interview with head coach John Judkins.
Coach, there's 30 seconds left. Mavericks bring it back within 4 points. They're on a 7-0 run. What do you tell your guys on the defensive end?
Well, I said we kept fouling too much again. You know, we got them to the foul line. We did some dumb things like fouling on a block off on a foul line. But I knew they were going to drive and kick. We just got to stay at home, no threes. And the one the kid hit and cut it to 4, we just didn't know where he was. And he's a good shooter, and he hits it. But, you know, I was proud of how hard we played. We got that tie game. They didn't panic. We had some good looks, and we just missed them. But they didn't panic. They just knew, hey, we can win this. Let's get some stops, and they got stops when it needed.
This is a big win. You guys head on the road now, and you've got quite the win streak going. What does this win do for your momentum?
We were tied with these guys, so this was a big win for us. Now we go on the road and play two very good teams, and it's hard to win on the road, back-to-back games. These guys got in today at 3:30 this morning. It's hard. So we got to be ready to go, but it sure is nice to have this fans here tonight. That kind of won the game for us. They got into it, made us get some stops, but we'll take it. Now we got 5 more to go. We're still bunching up, trying to get as high as we can in that tournament. So this road trip will be really big for us.
All right, congrats, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Network Dixie State wins it 80-73. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We come back with the Campus Dining post-game report right here on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. We bid a fond farewell to our friends in Grand Junction on KTMM 1340 AM. The team, thanks for listening in tonight. 2-minute timeout and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Camping World is here to help you connect to adventure and explore the outdoors with friends and family. Offering new and pre-owned RVs to fit every budget and thousands of parts and accessories for any need. Camping World has it all. With over 130 supercenters nationwide, you're never far from America's #1 RV dealer. No matter where your adventures take you, whether you need an RV, parts, or service, Camping World is here to help you every step of the way. Visit Camping World in St. George or shop campingworld.com today.
There is a place where the desert comes alive, where rain breaks forth from solid stone and gardens spring from blistered rock. There is a place with enough color to make a rainbow jealous, where boulders are bigger than buildings and cliffs are higher than clouds. There is a place that will straighten your step, tighten your grip, widen your eyes, and open your jaw. There is a place.
Responsible ourselves for our minds.
True, right? But that's
we can't
that's
palm
the
it
issue.
off on being unwitting dupes and just say, oh well, it doesn't count because I got played.
Well, we have some unwitting dupes, Jennifer.
We do, but you can't say because we got played by the Russians that we have to redo the election.
I'm Jimmy. This is my definition of fresh since 1983.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State victorious 80-73. We welcome you inside the Camping World postgame show. Trailblazers winners of 8 consecutive games now, and it's just uncanny as we bring Mike Olson and Devin Dixon back into the broadcast. I'm Carrick Segmiller. Just uncanny how it doesn't matter how Coach Judkins led teams start.
Yeah.
You know, January, February, expect to run.
Yeah.
And you hope they can keep it going. 8's not enough. They want to keep moving up higher, and they want to secure, a home date in the RMAC tournament and be able to give themselves a good chance to make some noise in that tournament. But just uncanny how Coach Judkins has the ability to be able to get his guys to play the way he needs them to get back in a position to make a season out of it.
There was a game when you and I were doing, Carrick and Mike, back about January the 13th, and Juddy came out as frustrated as I've ever seen him.
The Shadron State game, I think.
Yeah, the Shadron State game. And the guys just were not executing. They were not, getting it done on the court. They were practicing well. They were working hard off the court, but they just weren't performing to what coach's standards were and what he expected from them. And Juddy didn't quit on his guys. He kept working and working, and now we're starting to see this team start to blossom a little bit. We knew the chemistry might take a while because you lost so many talented seniors to graduation, and you had a lot of new guys coming in. But it took longer than Juddy wanted. I mean, all coaches in the country are impatient. Juddy's no different than any other coach in the country, and he wanted it faster. But now the patience is starting to pay off.
Definitely starting to pay off, and you peak at the right time. Hopefully this momentum can carry over into a very tough road trip next week before they come back to Burns Arena. But great weekend for Dixie State University.
Let's dive into the numbers here in the Camping World post-game show. Dixie State finishing, I don't want to say just, but only 40% from the field. You probably want that number a little bit higher. Colorado Mesa, though, just 41%. So, both teams almost identical. 23-57 for Dixie State, 24-58 for Colorado Mesa. Dixie State 3 of 11, and they only hit 3 3-point shots in this game, but they go 31 of 43 from the free throw line. They leave 12 points at the stripe, but 72%, you make 31 free throws. That's going to get the job done, going to help you out a lot because Colorado Mesa just 18 of 28 from the stripe.
Yeah, I mean, both teams had their opportunities. Dixie State made a living at the line. Not once Colorado Mesa got in the bonus, and then once they were trying to chip away, that got inflated a little bit. But the technical fouls added that free throw total, too. Coach DeGeorge got one. Dubat got one that was really costly because he not only picked up the personal, then he got the tee, and then he was out with his fifth foul right there, 4 and 5 in the same play when he gave a little shove and then said something to Pagankoff. Could have been Pagankoff risking a lot on that play, too. That was a key play because he kind of reached in there, but he didn't get caught with the reach. And then obviously the result there. But 4 different players fouled out for Colorado Mesa. Obviously they're going to look at that and go, did we get a good shake with the officiating? There was some tough calls both ways tonight, but Dixie State ended up with just one player fouling out in Matt Conway. But a high-volume fouls called tonight, and I don't know if that's just the RMAC competitive. Both teams tied for 5th place, wanting to move up to 4th place, trying to scratch and claw their way into the top half of the conference standings. Top 8 get in, and obviously Dixie State survives.
They did survive. I mean, that's a great way to describe it.
But that's this time of year, right? Survive and advance, and Dixie State now winners of 8 consecutive, and they'll take that 8-game win streak out onto their final road game of the
It looked like about the 3-minute mark, guys. Dixie State had an 11-point lead. I thought they were just going to, milk it from the line. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, Nichols hits those couple big threes, and they cut it back down to 4 for a moment there. But, largest lead of the game was 11 there. The largest lead for Mesa all night was back in the first half. I think it was 10-6. So, not a lot of separation between these two teams. Will they meet again for a 3rd time? It's tough to beat a team 3 times, but we'll have to wait and see.
And that's what we talked about. It could be a potential 4-5 matchup or whatever it may be. Dixie State, I was starting to say, will take that 8-game win streak out onto the final road trip of the regular season. At Adams State, at Fort Lewis. We talked about it in the pregame show about how important it was to win this game tonight, going back out onto the road. You have to protect home court because, Adams State game could have gone either way last weekend. Dixie State ekes out a 71-70 victory. Now they got to go back to Alamosa. It's a long, long drive. I don't know if they're going to planes, trains, and automobiles it or if they're just going to bus it. I'm not sure what the plans are. But that's all. I've done that drive. It's a long drive to Alamosa, and then you got a little bit of a trek to Durango after that one. And it's 2 competitive teams, 2 athletic teams that we saw right here play tough in the Burns. You better believe they're going to be just as tough, if not tougher, on their home floor. So important for Dixie State to get this victory tonight. Those are the team numbers. Dixie State with 5 players in double figures tonight.
5 starters, or 4 out of the 5 starters in double digits. Dub Price being the 5th with 12 points. But, I circled those on my stat sheet and looked at the numbers, the minutes. How important was last night's game that allowed our starters to rest? They didn't have to play a lot of minutes last night. It gave them an opportunity to rest a little bit and save their legs, and I think that was critical to tonight. We saw late in the game, Connor Nichols is a great player, and he handles that 39-plus minutes very well. It's tough to play that many minutes, and to have your starters have to play 30-plus minutes every night, that's a grind. So fortunately for Dixie, last night they were able to get some rest. They were able to come in today fresh, and you can see that it paid off with 4 guys in double digits, 2 of them, Jack Pagankoff and Zach Frampton, your guard line, playing over 30 minutes.
Yeah, and the minutes could have been the fatigue there for Nichols, but it's a lot easier to try to adjust at halftime and throw the kitchen sink at one guy, whereas it's hard to stop 5 guys, and you see the point production spread out for Dixie State. Nichols only 8 second-half points. Dixie State did a really nice job of really getting up in him and making him really make strong moves, but having to pass a lot more. Yeah. How many assists did he end up with? 2 assists. Only 2 assists for Nichols. That's probably a little bit low for him, but when you shoot 21 times, your role is to score, and he wasn't as effective in the second half as he was in the first half.
Yeah, I think Coach Judkins will probably be a little bit frustrated with his defense the second half and the fact that they were not matching up. They came out and started playing zone the second half. That was an adjustment, and it paid off a little bit, but then late in the second half when Nichols started catching fire, and I think it was Nuno hit a couple, they just weren't able to find their guys. They weren't matching up. So I think, defensively, if Coach Judkins is going to say anything about his defense he was disappointed in tonight, it was that inability to match up and find those guys and keep them covered and force them to put the ball on the floor and make him a passer rather than a shooter.
Campus Dining Player of the Game, as well as the Jimmy John's Play of the Game. Why don't we do this? Maybe let's go with Jimmy John's Play of the Game first. Obviously, we had that leading candidate with Julian Decree catching, dribbling, driving inside, reverse from left to right. I think that was my vote early on, but maybe there's some plays also that were critical to the point of Dixie State staying ahead early. I think we've got some highlights for you.
I'll tell you.
So we'll take a look at them while we're talking about this.
Another huge play was that Zach Frampton rebound late in the game where he went after and got the rebound. They got the foul. That was huge.
Yeah, Conway, though, really nice night. 17 points, 10 rebounds before fouling out. Julian, all his production came in the first half, but he didn't get minutes down the stretch just because of the double bonus. Juddy did not want, just above a 50% free throw shooter. Mike, you pointed that out, I think, in there down the stretch. But look at Conway doing it in different ways tonight. Dub hit that early trailing three, missed a couple later, but Dub did some great things like at the rim, offensive rebounds, putbacks. He followed his shot up down the stretch, got a putback that I thought was a key nominee for your play of the game as well.
When you look at Julian Decree, had a great start. Julian Decree off to a very good start, finished the game with 13 points, but the last 5 or 6 minutes when he picked up his fourth foul and went to the bench, he didn't come back. And it'd be interesting to find out from Coach Judkins, was that an offensive decision or a defensive decision? What was he thinking there with Julian Decree and going with a smaller lineup? Was it offense to keep running that motion, or was it a defensive decision? Because Julian Decree played very well the first half, got in foul trouble late, and then once he hit that fourth, that was it. That was it for the big guy.
Pagenkopf had some big plays down the stretch, though, and he had to be careful. He's another player in foul trouble, but some nifty finger roll finishes. I liked his mid-range pull-up game tonight. I love that block by Julian Decree right there. We were seeing for our online audience and CEC TV, getting the shots of the replays. Conway is doing his best work, though, when he can slip that screen and get that low block finish like that.
Yeah.
Unselfish. How many assists did the Blazers have tonight? 10 on 23, a little lower than I thought.
It's fun to watch those highlights, though, because you see, and great looks from our CEC TV crew, you see different guys stepping up at different times of the game. Connor Nichols for Colorado Mesa scores half of the Mavericks' points in the first half. But at Dixie State, you have Julian Decree. He comes out hot, and he's done that the last little while. Gets in a little bit of foul trouble, has to sit out. Okay, Dub Price picks up the slack. He scores a couple. And how about Zach Frampton? He hits the three to go up by one going into the locker room. And then he has some big steals, some big rebounds in the second half. Matt Conway, the middle section of the game from, a few minutes into the second half to about, 5 minutes left in the game was his time where he was shining. All of these guys step up when you need different guys to step up, and that's what you like to see. Total team effort. They help lift each other, and that's what's been critical in this 8-game win streak.
What's crazy is Dixie State did not get a field goal after that Dub Price putback at 4 minutes, 38 seconds left in the game. Every other point came from the free throw line. And so kind of tough to pick a play of the game when you didn't have, a big shot down the stretch. All the big shots after that Dub Price putback came from the foul line. So you might go with the Frampton rebound. That was, was a two-possession game?
It was a 4-point game.
4-point game.
Yeah, huge rebound, and he came and hit both of them. At that time, Dixie was going 1 for 2, 1 for 2, 1 for 2. He stepped up and hit both of them. I thought that shifted the momentum.
Yeah.
You can kind of feel when you get a rebound like that and get fouled, you can kind of breathe easy. You saw Coach Judkins like, come on, let's run down here and hit these free throws. That's got my vote.
Dixie State 80-73. I think I'd agree. Zach Frampton, the big rebound.
Yeah.
And let's not forget the Julian Decree, reverse scoop and score in the first half. But in terms of plays that really made a difference down the stretch.
Yeah, it depends on you want the most acrobatic,
Yeah,
surprising
the flash-
play,
most
Julian
flashy
Decree.
play,
You
or-
want something
yeah.
that kind of sealed the deal, Frampton rebound. So you get the best of both worlds, depending on how you look at it. But, Frampton, 2 of 3 from downtown. Man, some clutch threes from Frampton today. Frampton can hit the three. 6 of 6 from the line. 5 boards. I mean, look at the rebound production. I mean, Conway 10, Decree 9, 6 boards from Dubs, 6 from Quincy, 5 from Frampton, 5 from Jack. Jack got some offensive and defensive rebounds. I like it when Jack gets that rebound because then he can just go and run and then find open guys and create the spacing he wants.
Absolutely. Coach, you got the headset on. What do you think? What a game.
Better get one more headset, it looks like here.
We'll share the mic. Mike and I will share the mic. He's got questions he wants to ask you. So
isn't that a TV show, Mike and Mike? I'll share the mic.
Mike and Mike, I'll share the mic. I don't think Mike and Mike's on the radio.
Figure that
anymore.
out. Okay, anyway, no, you guys just jumping in. I thought Devin had some good things to say right there. I thought a rebound was good. To give up, this is the wrong stat. What is that? That's the girls, guys. Anyway, we, right there, plug over there. Nope,
We're back. We're back. We're
Oh,
good.
Live.
Kind of heard a beep. Anyway, I like the rebounding. I like the rebounding thing first. Is we out rebound them 43 to 35. We still on or no?
Yeah, we're good.
live.
We're live.
35, 43. That was big. But I like the 16 offensive boards. That was good. Dub had 5 of them, which was nice. Julian had 4 of them. That part was big. I thought our guards rebounded better, like Devin just said, with Jack getting 5 and Frampton getting 5. Both those guys got crucial rebounds late in the game right there. Jack gets the one and gets pushed out of bounds. Frampton gets the last one. He gets hit. It's good to see that. It's good to see that we're finally starting to crash the board. Those guys go hard. Give them a lot of credit. But, we did some good things and some bad things. We got to keep our cool. I got on Cam a little bit, got on Quincy a little bit. Emotional game. I wanted him to play this like a tournament game. That's what I challenged him to do because that's kind of what it was. We were tied for 5th. But I thought we got a little bit emotional. Cameron, he got hit in the mouth the one time. It should have been in the fragrant one, and they didn't call it. I think he got a little frustrated and kind of lost his head a little bit. We gotta be smarter that way. But love the toughness. Love how, hey, we're not losing this. Let's go. I love that fire. And I think that's what won the game for us tonight.
Got to ask you about Nichols, 20 points at the half.
Yeah.
You guys holding the 8 in the second half. What'd you guys talk about? What'd you change
Well,
up?
I challenged him. I said, guys, he's got his average already the first half. We made 2 really bad mistakes early, hit those 2 threes on top. We switched it a little bit. It's a tough lineup for us because they have guys that are 6'6", 6'5" that really drive it. And so we switched it and put Conway on him. And we put Andre on 25. We thought 25 would drive more like he did. So that's why we did that. But again, I think Matt kind of realized, hey, this guy can shoot. He's more of a 3, not a 4. And he played a lot more outside. And he got a couple of calls. I thought that Matt was just standing straight up, and he jumped into Matt and got a call. And to me, it shouldn't have. But he had probably, I think he had 13 or 14 foul shots that first half. Way too much. So again, but I challenged him, Dev. I just said, hey, let's go. Let's guard that guy. If you have to deny him the ball, deny him the ball. We started changing our defenses up a little bit, try to keep them off. They were really cutting hard and moving, and that favors their size. They're little, and that's why we thought we had an advantage inside. We scored 36 points in the paint. I wanted more. They were really helping on the opposite side. The skip pass was way open, and our guys just didn't see that tonight. I thought ball screens, we couldn't come off the ball screens. They were hedging hard, and to me, they could have been fouls, but we just got to do a better job of coming off those ball screens tight and make them pay for them what they're doing. But what a fun game, fun atmosphere. Fans were great, crowd was great. It was fun. It was a good way to pull out a win.
Coach, late the second half, you went small. You had Dub playing the 5 quite a while there. You had a small line. Was that an offensive decision or a defensive decision?
Foul trouble, buddy. I had too many guys in fouls. I mean, Matt had 4, Julian had 4. So we thought, do we stay with one or we do it? But we do like the size. Like I said, it matched up good defensively for us. But that was the main reason. Matt's got to learn from that when he has 3 fouls and he hasn't played very much in the first half, he's got to do a better job of not picking up a 4th one a reach, on a rebound the guy already has. He's just gotta let it go. So it was tough, but that's kind of why we did it. Was more the foul trouble instead of the quickness.
We got some other guys joining us here on the headset tonight. We need to make this more of a nightly thing. We got Dub Price and Julian Decree with us.
Yeah, these guys can talk, so let them talk. I'll tell you, they can talk. They can talk the talk.
Dub, good game tonight.
Thank you.
Happy to have you on the radio tonight. Big win over rival Colorado Mesa. I just, your first rapid fire thoughts on the win tonight as you get the big win, 8 straight, getting ready to head back out on the road.
We're excited. A great team win tonight. Coach talked about after. I think we had 5 guys in double figures. Everyone was rebounding really well. We were flying around on defense and really playing hard and together on defense. And I think that was big for us coming down the stretch.
We were talking about earlier in the post-game show here where it seems like this team, if it's not somebody, it's somebody else. Julian had some big minutes early. You had some big minutes. Matt had some big minutes. Zach hit the big 3. What is it about this team where at this point of the season the chemistry is really there and everything just seems to be clicking now?
Over this little run we've had, I think we just really trust each other a lot. We play hard together. We trust each other. When someone's in foul trouble or another guy, we can step up and really play together and get things done.
Let's bring on Julian here. Julian needs a headset. We're playing musical headsets here. Julian, you got to tell me a little bit about that reverse lay-in. We were nominating that for our play of the game, man. You faced up and then take me through that play where you wrapped it around with a little English off the glass.
Yeah, a little English. I'm a little bit foreign, so that's why I work that way. But no, I work on that move a lot in practice. I just never get a chance to show it off. Tonight I did.
Dub, tell me what Dub brought off the bench tonight, Julian, because he came in, 12 points and did a nice job. What did you see from your teammate you liked?
Same thing he brings every night, that spark, that energy that we need every game, and it's great having him out there because he brings that leadership also, and he gets the team kind of riled up, gets us together also, and then he stays poised all in one.
Dub, did this feel like a conference tournament game? Great fans, tight game. I mean, with 5-6 lead changes there down the stretch in the second half.
Yeah, and that was our focus coming into the game, make it tournament atmosphere, make it we knew we were going to have a big crowd tonight, and we were happy about that. So we were really excited about that, and we knew that we had to focus on winning this game, treating it like a tournament game, treating it like a championship tournament. So we did that.
Julian, 8-game win streak. Got to take it back out on the road, go to play Adams State in Fort Lewis. You guys excited to get back on a bus after being home for a little while, or would you rather stay at home longer?
That was the answer to that question. We'd rather stay home for the next 20 games if we could. But the road is going to be difficult because they definitely feel like they owe us one, so we're going to have to come out tough just like we came out these last 8 games and do what we've been doing.
I asked Dub the same. I asked Dub this question. I'll ask you. What do you feel like maybe has been different these last 8 games than some of the games before that?
I feel like we've been really locked in. We come in, warm up, shoot around, and we do what we think we need to do. We execute, we focus up, and I feel like that the coaching staff has put us in a great situation for success. So I feel like after that, we just come in and just put it all on paper or put it all on the floor.
Guys, congratulations on the win. We'll let you go enjoy this with family and friends, and
Appreciate it.
Go get it done in Colorado next week, and we'll be back here the week after.
Yeah,
Yes,
thanks
sir.
a lot.
Thank you.
Dub Price, Julian Decree joining us in the Camping World postgame show. Dixie State an 80-73 victory, and what you hear right now is the sound of us playing musical headsets.
Yes.
We told you about the game of extreme musical chairs at halftime. This may have been the most extreme case of headset sharing that I've ever seen.
I think it went well.
We're maxed out at 3 headsets here, and we had 3 guests we were talking to, and we think we did well. Dixie State, it's fun. I don't know why we haven't tried to do that more in the past. We talk with Juddy a lot in the postgame and like to get his thoughts, but maybe that's something we ought to try to do, at least get a player or two
Well,
every
Julian
postgame
will
too.
take a
No,
microphone.
he'll take it every time.
That guy's got a career in broadcasting when his playing days are over. He likes to talk.
We're usually competing with pizza and food on the other end.
That's true. Well, now the pizza's coming out, so. Dixie
Everybody deserves some pizza. It's National Pizza Day today, if you guys didn't know that.
Is it really?
Yes.
How did I miss that?
It is, I don't know. I saw it on social media. It's National Pizza Day. So if you haven't had a slice of pizza, you better order some and then go home and eat it.
It's even cheat day, man. How did I miss that?
Dixie State winning at 80-73. Oh, man, it's been fun. Been fun to have these 4 home games. Back out on the road next week.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. When you get an 8-game winning streak, it's absolutely exciting. The guys start getting the confidence. The coaches start, putting the guys in the right place to have success. And you saw, players complimenting players. You're seeing guys adjust to roles off the bench or now in the starting lineup, and it's paying dividends. And, it'll be interesting to see how far this team can climb. I mean, can they get – I think the 3 seed is ideal. Obviously, the 2 seed. Then you can avoid Colorado Mines for a little bit longer because Colorado Mines hasn't lost. I mean, that 4-5 matchup, you get a home game if you're the 4 seed. You happen to win that. Then you got to turn around and play that Colorado School of Mines. So if you can get that 3 or that – the 6 seed might be better than the 5 seed. Yeah. If you want to start looking at it. It's still a long way to go, though. So we'll have to wait and see. 6 games remaining, or now 5 games remaining.
5 games, tough road trip next week.
Tough one.
That's a big one.
Adams State on Friday in Alamosa. Get on the bus, drive to Durango, to Fort Lewis. 2 tough road games right there, and then you finish. This is a tough slate here too. You finish at home, you get Regis.
Yes.
They're a tough team. You get Colorado Christian, pretty tough team, and then it doesn't matter what the records say at this point. Westminster College, in-state. You're on Friday, March 1st. That's how you're wrapping up the regular season, and there could be a lot at stake. Who knows? Maybe there could be, a 3 or a 4 seed and a home game on the table heading into that game. And I don't know where Westminster is at exactly. Maybe they're trying to play their way back in over the next 6 games. That's going to be a huge game down the stretch. So Dixie State now with 5 games left in the regular season. Nothing has been decided yet. This 8-game win streak, it's important, but it means nothing now if you can't take care of business in these next 5 games.
Very well said. You've got to take care of it. Each 40-minute game, you've got to take care of business. It doesn't matter, who you're playing against. We saw that with Western Colorado, right? The first time we played them, went to overtime. So you've got to come ready to play every game, regardless of your opponent. But Dixie State, how about the 8-0 when they score first? That first basket went in, and good sign from there.
And really, you got to like where this team's headed. You got to like where their peaking point could be. Yep. Even if they drop a game here in the regular season, this team is still starting to hit that peaking point. And a long cry from where they started. You look at this team the second week of January, and you're going, what's going on with Dixie State? This doesn't look like the same Coach Judkins coach team. But slowly but surely, like I said earlier, he's found a way to get them to mesh, get them to believe, get them to buy in, and then, more importantly, get them to win and execute out on the court.
Trailblazers win it 80-73. We appreciate you making us part of your night. Big win, big road trip coming up. We'll be back here in the Burns Arena Friday, February 21st. Regis will be here, then Colorado Christian will be here on Saturday, February 23rd. Devin, when's the next 97-7 game? Is it the Westminster game, or do we have the Colorado Christian game the week before? Westminster. Our next ESPN 97.7 FM broadcast will be Friday, March 1st. Westminster College in town. Of course, it's the big one, the in-state game. But we got to take care of some business in the next 4 games before we really talk about that game too much.
Shout out to the fans.
Yes.
Chartway, Battle of Fans, great night. I don't know what the attendance was, but I'm guessing it was well up over 3,000, maybe 3,500, almost 4,000. I don't know if they ever got a final announced attendance or not, but it was a great crowd tonight.
Big crowd, not quite as big as the Red Out game that we had a little while ago, but a big turnout by the crowd. And they were loud and helped contribute to some missed free throws.
And we want you back. We want you back. If you listen to the post-game show, we want you back in 2 weeks. And bring 3 friends or more kids.
You got to feel the seats in here. The quality of basketball that you see, if you
especially
out,
where
with
D1 on the horizon.
Yep.
There's no reason this can't be a sellout. And every single night, especially when you get into the WAC. There's no reason why when New Mexico State, Utah Valley should be a sellout every single time, no question about it.
Well, as fun as this game was tonight, when you look at the 3 teams coming in the next couple weeks, it's going to be electric all 3 nights.
Yep.
All 3 of those games are going to be very similar to what we saw tonight, and tonight was a lot of fun.
Guys, appreciate it. Fun time on the broadcast, getting back on the mic this weekend after missing some games last week, but big win, and we'll be back here in a couple of weeks. Dixie State winning at 80-73. Big shout out to our CEC TV crew, Marcus, Lauren, James, everybody back there. Big shout out to our board op back in the studio.
Thanks, Jake. Great job tonight.
Running things on the 97.7 FM side. Appreciate all of you for tuning in.
8 straight.
8 straight. For Devin Dixon and Mike Olson, I'm Kerry Segmuller. Thanks for listening. Have a good night.